Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Happy Sunday, y'all. Look, I had no plan to go live until like Monday or Tuesday because I was taking a little bit of a weekend, child. Work had been crazy and I needed a break. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, this stuff was happening. And I said, girl, go ahead and just get into it. Go ahead and do a quick little live on Sunday at 4 p.m., not 6 p.m. Okay, to get into some things and then get with your peoples and then cuss some of these men out. Now, I'm going to still update my thumbnail because I got to add Glorilla around here because I'm saying we're going to discuss Glorilla, her man, a little bit. But again, I was like, girl, get you a thumbnail early so that way come 4 o'clock, you ain't got to cancel nothing, okay? But y'all know first things first, if you've not done so already, take a little second and make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video. And I'm here. It is Sunday, child. I put a shirt on. I comb my hair. I don't feel like putting on lipstick. Because I don't feel like what I mean, in lipstick, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But because I don't feel like putting on red lipstick with yellow and blue nails, I said, girl, no, this coming. Okay. Plus, I have to get facial. Okay. The men in the world is tripping. And some of the women is tripping too. It's some petty stuff going on. But these men, this guitar ass and Klay. Oh, and I gotta add Glorilla man on here again. I made this earlier in the day to be sure that it was here for y'all so y'all knew I wasn't gonna cancel. Okay. But yeah, okay. I was on TikTok yesterday. And I did do a quick little conversation about Meg and Klay. So my rant is already up too, okay? But however, I didn't really give all of what I thought. But if you missed my initial reaction to the Meg Klay thing, that's up there, okay? I have not been live since Wednesday, and I didn't get you a rough thumbnail. But again, go watch it if you have not already. But again, today is going to be an easy breezy day. I was going to get some drinks and get a little inebriated with y'all. I plan to give me some little vodka and some lemonade, okay? But child, I had a good morning. I had a good morning. I had a good afternoon. I had a good time. And so I was like, girl, this for like, I didn't, I want to go to sleep. But we have to get into some things because the men is tripping. The men, Todd, Klay, hell, Drew husband tripping. Johnson said that man over there, Zeus tripping. I said, what is up with these men? So I'm going to eventually update my thumbnail on the replay, but I believe that be. But thank you to those who are already here for the live chat. I appreciate y'all. I know YouTube, whenever I'm gone for a couple days, YouTube don't be telling y'all I'm on live, but I'm here. So for those who are in the watching the replay, hi. How y'all doing? Okay. A good old time will be had around here. Do not forget to hit the like button. Okay. And if you're watching the replay, I've seen people comment in the past in the replay saying, oh my God, the 2-minute intro is so long because you're not on the live. Okay. If you are ever rewatching a video that was a live, the reason why we have like a 2-minute intro is to give folk time to get in the room. YouTube don't tell people we on live for like 2 to 5 minutes. And I don't want to be here talking to myself. So if you're watching the replay of a live video, you can skip on past the intro. That's what the folks said live. Okay, you do not have to sit through a 2.5 minutes. You do not have to sit through that. That is only for people who are waiting or who we're waiting for folks to come in the room. Okay, but I appreciate y'all nonetheless. Anyway, look, I was adulting all week, and I said I need a break. I'm taking off Friday and Monday. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to get dressed. I don't want to think. I don't want to, I did not want to do anything. I did go get my nails done yesterday, but even that was too much. I came home and shit out or whatever. I do like my nail color. I got blue because I broke a couple of nails. I broke these 2 nails, and then I broke, for some reason, these 2 nails were broken. Okay, I chipped them or whatever. But again, I like my blue color. So I did go get my nails and my nails yesterday and whatnot. And then today, I did not even really get out of bed until like 3. I mean, I got up and did some things, but I got back in the bed, okay? And I'm just like, I want to chill, okay? But again, I was like, too much is going on between Todd and Kandi, Megan and Klay, Glorilla, and her man Brandon Ingram, all these things, child. And I said, no, we have to have a conversation. I did get some good rest. I'm gonna get some more rest when I get off of here. This will not be a 3-hour tour. I'm gonna give about an hour and a half, maybe 2. Because I want to get, that's also why I made it at 4, so that I wasn't on here later on in the day and I can get it done by 6. Okay. But I appreciate you all for being here. It is always a good time. And again, if YouTube don't tell y'all I'm on live until 30 minutes later, I can't control that. I can't. And I save stuff. Let's go ahead and get into. I save stuff on my Instagram. And I also feel like I really didn't put stuff in no kind of order. Okay. So I'm gonna have to jump around a lot. So please forgive me. I should have been. Yes, the reason I put Todd and Klay in twice is because I initially was rushing. And I'm upset with Klay and Todd times 2. So I put them twice. Just because the thumbnail had to make sense. Okay, the color coordination had to make sense. But since I made this, there were other people I can add to it. I just didn't have time to do that and then still come. So I did absolutely mean to put them on it twice. I did. We're gonna be here for 3.5 hours. I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to get everybody time to go to bed. Okay, I'm gonna try to get everybody time to, because this is games on. It's the NFL draft weekend, child. It's the Sabbath day. We gotta keep it holy. Okay, I promise y'all, I really only want to come around here and cuss Klay ass out. I do. That's why I'm on here. That's why I'm on here because I need to fully embody going off on Klay. I also want to get into Kenya's butt because I feel like Kenya, should have known better than to have her stuff out on the ground or whatever. But again, I was saving things, and I feel like there's also some random new stuff going on that I was like I want to get into. I'm trying to look at my thing right here. I could add Nicki Minaj a little bit to the thumbnail because I'm gonna laugh at her real fast. I'm trying to see what dumb stuff people did in the world that I can get to first. Because again, I was trying to make stuff make sense, and then I really wasn't looking at nothing. So I think that's one thing right there. We get into that. Because if we don't have no randomness of the news, um, then I may just get into this. Y'all know random news time taking forever, and I'm just trying to see because I didn't. I really didn't come on here and look first before because I wasn't look distracted, busy doing other things, and I'm just looking for. I don't know. Yeah, the playoffs is on today. Okay, it's all kind of stuff going on. Okay, but let me share my screen. Okay, because I forgot to do that. Boom in the pals. Okay, boom in the pals. But because I've been saving stuff, I feel like it was it was another girl was shooting. I need people to stop shooting people. I really need people to stop these shooting shot. I don't know. But let's just start here. Let's just start here. That way, I mean, wait on because I feel like, and this be the bad thing about when I be saving stuff and I don't go back and look at nothing, and I be knowing what I clicked on, but don't know if I saved it or not. Is this what it is? No, because I feel like that lady here was shooting somebody or shooting at somebody. I thought I had something else. Anyway, woman take to social media admits to shooting at a gas station employee. She gonna rob it again. Now I feel like I have said time and time again, y'all can't be on social media admitting to crimes. Okay. Now, you also should not be committing crimes, but that's not I don't think that. But you really should not go on social media and then admit, yeah, it was me.
Hey, loves. So it is. I jumped off the porch. I know y'all looking for me. I would like to report a crime, officer. The Maryland police. You're looking for me. It's me. I'm the one that did the shooting at the gas station. The Most High God. I just want you to know you have no authority over on my earth. Put your badges down. I'm getting ready to rob something right now.
Are you trying to kill you? Okay, I'll let her finish.
Because I need money for gas because I'm going to go burn something down. I want you to know I don't buy things. I don't pay for anything. Everything I do, I walk in the store, I steal everything. I shot that man because he has a demon spirit and he laughed in my face and thought it was funny. I bet he ain't laughing now. Yeah, I'm of sound mind. Demons have you convinced that they have all the power and authority on this earth, and they have these pigs that uphold it and make you believe that they're so powerful. But if they're so powerful, then they should have no problem catching me because I'm about to walk into a Starbucks. Hopefully, I don't even have to pull out my gun and tell the person to give me some money so that I can go burn something down tonight.
They need to find her immediately because she's, you know, you had people. I'm trying to find the video of her that's from the actual robbery. I'm assuming they must have taken it down because I don't see it up. It was on the neighborhood talk, and I had it saved, and I don't see it anymore. But anybody trying to say that no one has authority over them, but then also saying that she rides all the time because she need gas money, bitch, if you need it, where you going?
Something, maybe the power company, maybe DHS, something. You have no authority on my earth. I am the Most High God,
You Jesus. Okay.
the creator of this matrix, and you have no authority. My husband, Jesus, is here.
God is married? Who went to the wedding?
I am of sound mind and body.
You are delusional.
I've been working myself up to this point, and I'm about to step into my power.
If you got a wife, and you had to go to work. If I'm Jesus, if Jesus is my husband, okay, why am I working?
You have no authority on my earth. Pigs, put the badge down or go to hell. I should be easy to catch. It's 2026. Catch me if you can.
Whoever her neighbor is, okay, her name is Shantae Lachelle Donald. She's 46. Okay, she was taken into custody on Tuesday in the states on unrelated charges. Look, no matter what state she's in, she's unstable. Okay, they say she is wanted and she's a suspect. Okay, based on this video footage of somebody opening fire and robbing somebody. You can't be robbing people. It's just not worth it. In a gas station, I feel like don't nobody really pay with cash nowhere. So when you rob gas stations for $2, what's the point? Then to rob said gas station, okay, and shoot at somebody or shoot somebody, why would you do that? Okay, now she actually did shoot an employee at the gas station. Okay, the man or the lady they're gonna survive or whatever, but you can't attempt to. You should not attempt to rob somebody and then shoot somebody and then record yourself saying, "I'm God's wife." No one has authority over me. This is my world. Well, ma'am, go talk to Jesus. Okay, go have a one-on-one with God. You God's wife would anyway. Again, crazy people do crazy things. Run, bitch, run. Because I don't know what else to do. Okay. Also, look at Britney. Now we all know of Britney Griner. I think Griner, who we know was a prisoner of war. She is a WNBA star. I believe she's now the coach. Ain't she the coach over in Atlanta for the Atlanta Sparks? Whoever the WNBA team is in Atlanta, I believe she's the coach. And I think people forget that just because you are a lesbian or a stud or someone who don't like dick, it don't mean you're not flexible. Okay. And she letting y'all know that when I scissor, I do it well. Okay. I can split it down the middle. I think, oh yeah, Brittany. I just thought that was funny. Okay, girl, get up, get up. Okay, girl. Anyway, crazy things. Mom is devastated after dad admits he saved himself while the three kids died in the house fire. Ma'am, 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 just kill. Because, I also feel like when people do stuff like this, it's signs ahead of time letting you know them ain't good fathers. Okay, a Wisconsin father is facing charges after a house fire killed the three kids. And did you start the fire? Joshua Cannon, 39, was tried with 3 counts of child neglect, resulting in death. Okay, for the November 25th fire that killed his 10-year-old, 9-year-old, and 7-year-old children. Police say Cannon told them he saw a small fire in the kitchen. Panicked and ran to the neighbor house and no, hold on. You saw a small fire, an itty bitty fire, a little fire. When people say stuff like "I saw a small kitchen fire," I panicked. I ran to the neighbor for help, but did not grab my children. It wasn't even a big fire. So you had time to grab your kids for one. You also waited for the house to burn down. You never thought, hey, maybe I should at least say, hey, kids, run. Okay. By the time the firefighters arrived, the apartment was fully engulfed. He later claimed he tried to go back inside but was stopped by heavy smoke. But when you stop by fire, they think the fireman started because the kids may have been using the stove. A burner was left on, and items on top may have caught fire. Authorities also say Kanan admitted he had unplugged the smoke. Girl, that man burned. He admitted that he unplugged the smoke alarms because they were annoying. Smoke alarms, did you put a battery in it? I I was raised in a household. We never, like, I don't ever recall our smoke alarms beeping because the batteries are low. And if it beat once, we put in new batteries. I don't get how people think, oh, they're aggravating. Put some batteries in them. But you can't convince me that you saw a small kitchen fire and not one time that you think, you know what, I got 3 kids. Okay, and they're not even 10, 9, and 7. They can run. Like, did you not even yell fire? But to say, yeah, I unplugged the smoke alarm because they were annoying. Okay. The mama said she confronted him at the hospital asking, you couldn't grab the kids first. They said they said there's no evidence that he intentionally started the fire, but he now faces felony charges. You can't nobody tell me that your house or even your apartment is burning up and you never think, hey, let me make sure as I run out and I escape the fire, my kids come with me. My kids come with me. So yeah, he's now facing again charges of child neglect. Yeah, three counts of child neglect resulting in death. Little life in prison. Okay, a little life in prison. Just saying. If I come in your house, you'll not believe it, I believe it. You know what? I've never been to anyone's house and something. I was at my mom's house like last week, and she was cooking something in the microwave. Her microwave is a thing where when you put something in it, and it cooks or whatever, if you don't open the door, it beeps. And we were sitting there for a good 30 minutes, and I'm like, Mom, what's beeping? Cause don't nothing here beep. What's beeping? Oh, I put the greens in the microwave. I just have them grab me. I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm like, if you're not gonna open up that goddamn girl, I'll open the damn door because I'm not used to stuff beeping. So I have never been to anyone's house and heard their alarm beep. So I don't get how anyone leave their fire alarm. It's the weirdest shit. But yeah, if I would probably leave too. Because to me that means you not paying no attention to your safety. Because the beeping means if your house catches on fire, it's a possibility I will not alarm you because my batteries don't work. So you saw fire in your kitchen, panicked, ran out the house for help, and never thought, hey, I have some kids. Let me grab them. Even if he did not set the fire, he don't love them children. Okay, and may they rest in peace. An Alabama man was biting you bit a dog? Now why don't you bite a dog? What if the dog is dirty? Now also, why y'all what is going on?
Hold it, watch out, hold it, get him.
Not get him. What's the now? In my brain, I always felt like when they K9 the dog, okay, with the police people, when they stick a K9 on you, it usually means they can't catch you. He's already caught. Like he's in custody. Why would y'all put a dog on him?
Get him! Who bites Quit biting! Quit biting! Quit biting! Let go of my dog! Let go of my dog!
Tell your dog to let go of me.
Let go of my dog! Let go of my dog!
If you would not have brought your ass dog over here, I would not hold him. Y'all, it's 3 of y'all on me, plus a K9 dog. I am fighting for my life.
Let go of my dog! Let go of my dog! Stop fighting! Dog got peace. Stop fighting! Hold it.
He bit a dog.
Hold it. Watch out. Hold it. Get him. Get him.
First of all, I'm suing the cops because when the body cam footage shows that 2 cops had me up top and in the bottom, but a 3rd or 4th officer is saying, get him, get him, get him. Get me for what? I can't go nowhere. You sick the dog on me, but I...
Get him! Get him! Quit!
The man can't even see the dog. The man may think it's a little person. Maybe he think it's a little person.
Fighting! Quit fighting! Quit fighting! Let go of my dog! Let go of my dog! Let go of my dog!
Fuck your dog.
Let go of my dog!
Get your dog.
Let go of my dog!
I ain't got your dog no more.
Let go of my dog!
He bit me first.
Stop fighting! Dog got peace. Stop fighting!
That man said, you want to bite me? I'm going to bite you back. You have to be a special individual to be being held by 3 cops. The 4th cop with a dog run up and you bite the dog back. But again, your dog was biting me. Okay. I was around here minding my business. I am being held by 3 cops. Why would you sick the dog on me? Okay. So, child, I'm suing the police. I am suing the police because there was no reason to sick a dog on me, have a dog bite me when I'm already being held down by 3 cops. Hell, if nothing else, put the dog in the car and the 4th cop can help. But there was no reason to sick a dog on something. Child, the dog, look, if you bite me, I might bite you back. I just might. I don't know. Okay. Also, footage shows a California cop trapped in a suspect's getaway car during an armed robbery. I could not be a cop for a few reasons. One of the reasons being I'm not getting caught in a suspect's car. If you are robbing somewhere and you are speeding off, I'm not putting my life in jeopardy trying to catch you.
All began a few minutes earlier with an alarm at a grocery store. A crew of thieves caught on surveillance camera backing an SUV into the store's front doors and shattering the glass. 2 people then running inside. Just minutes later, Antioch police officers.
They probably want some groceries. They just wanted some little eggs, little milk, maybe some chicken breast, some Alfredo sauce, some heavy cream, some cheese. They wanted some chicken Alfredo.
Officers arrive and try to block that SUV from escaping. One of the officers opens the passenger side door, confronting the driver. That driver hits reverse, knocking the officer inside the SUV. That's when the driver puts it in drive and hits the gas, making his escape with that Antioch police officer in his passenger seat.
So what's crazy is you risk yourself being ran over, possibly torn in half, to catch somebody who was breaking into a grocery store that you don't even own.
See, this is dash cam video from the police car that was hit and shoved out of the way.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Now, I also would not want to be a crazy criminal who was causing all this havoc by robbing a gas station. I mean, a grocery store. I also don't. I would not want to injure myself, to get shot, or have extra charges from ramming the police people.
Back inside that fleeing SUV, the officer now.
Because it's always body worn camera. Because the cop is in the passenger seat of the getaway car. Driver, why would you keep driving?
Threatening to shoot the driver if he won't stop.
I'm warning you, I will shoot your leg.
I'm about to get out. I'm about to get
Stop!
out.
Stop the car!
I'm about to get out.
Stop the car! No! Stop! I will shoot you!
Moments later, the driver hits a parked car and jumps out of the SUV, taking off on foot.
Z5, shots fired!
That officer finally able to get out of the vehicle, and he begins searching for the wounded driver in a local neighborhood. More officers quickly swarming the scene and finding the driver's hiding place in some bushes and taking him into custody. It all began a few minutes.
And all of this because they wanted some bread from the market. I just can't. It's just, well, one, the robbers are stupid because if I'm committing a crime, if I'm just robbing a grocery store, once the police pull up, I'm not about to have extra charges of evading police, of destruction of property, of, possibly killing a policeman because I want to try to get away. I'm caught. I'm not having no shootout with no police. I'm not doing any of that shit. But if I'm a cop, I'm also not putting myself in danger because these niggas crazy. Okay, the foolishness of it all. Also, Chiron Moore, he is the former Michigan's coach who was fired for having an affair with his the lady, Paige lady. She did an interview with Good Morning America, and I am happy the comment section on every website, on every clip I saw of this lady trying to play victim. Everyone like, girl, go sit down somewhere. Go get out of my face.
Years-long relationship, Shiver learned she was pregnant by Moore. Pregnancy was complicated by Pompe disease, a genetic disorder that weakens muscle strength. Her doctors delivered the heartbreaking news.
Multiple doctors and experts.
So this is the lady who he was having an affair with. This is his assistant who they were dating for cheating for a couple of years. Okay, I think when it started, she was in her late 20s. He was, I think, in his late 30s. So it's weird to me because she's 32 years old now. He's 40. Was an 8-year difference in their age. However, what aggravates me about her is the fact that she really is playing as if, oh my God, I don't know what to do. He was forced. No, it was no force because she said verbatim it was a consensual sexual relationship in the beginning. So you knew what you were getting yourself into. And it's her trying to paint him as this evil, aggressive, big black man who terrifies me. Girl.
Told me that it wouldn't be right or healthy for me to keep the baby.
Did you want to?
Yeah.
Of course I wanted the baby by the married coach I was working for. Of course I wanted the baby. Even though I say he was abusive and he was stalking me, why would I not want the baby?
So how did Chiron respond?
He said, you had to do what's right for your body.
During their year, on December 10th of last year, she decided to report the truth about their affair to the university.
Again, they had been messing around for a couple of years before he became head coach. And it was not until, again, December of last year that she then went to the bosses of the school and said, hey, yeah, we fucking. Yes, it's a fucking situationship.
They said, we're really sorry about everything that you went through, and we're here to protect you and to help you through all of this.
The university fired Moore after that conversation. Shiver says less than an hour later, he appeared at her apartment.
All of a sudden, I hear footsteps, and they're getting closer and louder, and I'm like, crap. And so I run to my door to try to lock it. Because
everyone sits at home with their doors unlocked. Yeah. When we're sitting at home, you hear footsteps coming, and you know someone's coming for me. Let me lock my door. Why the door not locked?
Barges in, and he's standing like this close to me. And he said, you ruined my life. Why would you do this to me? And then I start backing up and he starts following me.
Did you fear for your life?
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, he's 6'4" and he comes in with his hood up.
He comes in with his hood up.
Looking down at me saying I ruined his life, crying. And it's like, and then start
on December.
And I just want to preface the fact that first saying he came in with his hood up. It was probably 10 degrees in Michigan at that time. This happened in the dead set of winter in December. Everyone comes in the house with their hood up because it's cold outside. So it's not as if it was April and he's up here covered in a hoodie and a girl. It's winter in Michigan. Everyone has their hoods on.
Coming at me and I tell him to leave, that he's not supposed to be here. He's not listening to me. And then he starts grabbing, butter knives.
You had no right to do what you did.
A judge sentenced Moore to 18 months probation for misdemeanor counts of trespassing and malicious use of a phone. A plea deal allowed for the dismissal of more serious charges, including home invasion.
Coming at me and I tell him.
And, no one is saying, oh, Chiron was wrong for 1, cheating on his wife, 2, messing with somebody at his job who was a subordinate, and for going over her house. He was absolutely wrong for those things. But the way she's ignoring the fact that she was a willing participant in the affair, she was knowingly sticking around with him because it was wrong, and she knew if the school found out she would be fired. It's a reason that she waited until there's a reason that she waited to tell the school, because she wanted to get back at him, probably for not leaving his wife.
The relationship that lasted
this is a longer version of it.
Almost 4 years. She talks about it in
a 4-year affair. A 4-year affair. And this is not to make it seem as if he doesn't have any wrongdoing. My only point in this is she's playing the victim of a situation that she put herself in and that she stayed in for a while, because you are a purebred white woman in Michigan. If you go to anyone and say, this big black man is forcing me to do, they're going to always take your side. Always. And the fact, because him told me they were trying to get rid of Chiron before all this. So it wasn't as if she did not have some kind of leeway to say, hey, I'm going to tell.
Painstaking detail, and says it was an open secret, even as she describes it, encouraged at times by people in the department. But she claims ultimately, more than love, it was marked by manipulation, harassment, and exploitation.
Oh, okay.
Did you love him?
Back then, I did, but obviously looking back at things and really reflecting on what happened, what was happening, that's not love at all.
Yeah, it's not love. Me fucking my boss was not love.
Paige Shiver, now 32, says she was just an intern in 2020.
She was 28. Okay. She was 28. He was 36. We're not going to paint her as this young, immature, unknowing, innocent, whatever. He's just big, burly black man who just took advantage of her and I'm just saying she's not taking any ownership in the role she played in the affair.
22, when she and Chiron Moore, then an offensive coordinator and a married father, started a consensual, intimate relationship. She was asked to be Moore's
he wasn't coach when they started fucking around.
Executive assistant.
So I got something. I got some munchkins and I'm snacking while I'm talking.
When he was promoted to head coach in 2024.
Did you feel pressured to have the relationship in order to have job security?
Yes.
Even though when they started messing around, he wasn't a coach.
Yes, I did. I mean, He and other coaches had control over my career, especially him. I mean, he could fire me in a second.
Shiver says her attempts to end the on-again, off-again relationship were often met with what she calls manipulation tactics, including threats of self-harm.
Every time I tried to pull away, he always had a story, always had a way to pull me in and making me feel that I couldn't leave him because he was so miserable without me.
Hold on.
So miserable without me.
I feel like that comment, that statement, is a shot at his wife. A part of me feel like we messing around. Yeah, I know you married. You're not the coach or whatever. We're both employees here. A fun little dig date. And then I want you to leave your wife. And I'm not going to leave my wife. All right, I'm telling. I'm also going to stay with my wife. And the fact that after all this happened, his wife hasn't left. Even her saying, well, he told me he was miserable without me. To me, that's a bit of a shot at the wife. Meaning, yeah, he may have stayed with you, but he told me all the things he hated. He was miserable without me. Girl, okay. But if you were so scared, if you were so afraid of what he may do, and if someone is threatening self-harm, why would you not try to get him help? He's threatening self-harm. You say he's manipulating you. You got double your salary and still stayed there.
During their years-long relationship, Shiver learned she was pregnant by Moore. Pregnancy was complicated by Pompe disease, a genetic disorder that weakens muscle strength. Her doctors delivered the heartbreaking news.
Multiple doctors and experts told me that it wouldn't be right or healthy for me to keep the baby.
Did you want to?
Yeah.
So how did Chiron respond?
He said,
she keeps blinking because she wants to make herself cry. But no tears came out.
You had to do what's right for your body.
On December 10th of last year, she decided to report the truth about their affair to the university.
They said,
so he's threatening to self-harm. He's telling me how miserable he is without me. And I'm not telling anybody. But now, 4 years in, let me go to the school board and tell the school board, hey, the rumor of me and him fucking, yeah, it's true. So you that got him fired. But did you go to the police? No? Okay.
We're really sorry about everything that you went through, and we're here to protect you and to help you through all of this.
The university fired Moore after that conversation. Shiver says less than an hour later, he appeared at her apartment.
All of a sudden, I hear footsteps, and they're getting closer and louder, and I'm like, crap. And so I run to my door to try to lock it. He barges in, and he's standing like this close to me. And he said, you ruined my life. Why would you do this to me? And then I start backing up, and he starts following me.
Did you fear for your life?
Oh my gosh, yes. He's 6'4", and he comes in with his hood up, looking.
He comes in with his hood up, looking at me.
Down at me, saying I ruined his life, crying, and it's like, and then starts coming at me, and I tell him to leave, that he's not supposed to be here. He's not listening to me. And then he starts grabbing, butter knives.
You had no right to do what you did.
A judge sentenced Moore to 18 months probation for misdemeanor counts of trespassing and malicious use of a phone. A plea deal allowed for the dismissal of more serious charges, including home invasion.
You think?
Because he didn't break in. She gave him the code to get in the house.
He should have gone to jail?
Yes. I think he should have gotten more punishment for what he did.
In a statement, Chiron Moore's attorney tells us Chiron Moore has closed this chapter. Shiver claims,
I don't have not another word to say to her, to y'all, to the press, nothing.
Some of her former colleagues, including those in leadership, were aware of the affair.
Do you feel that the university had a moral obligation to come to you sooner?
Yes.
If you are knowingly fucking your boss, you a grown adult, he a grown adult, and even if we suspect y'all might be fucking, what can we do if we don't have no proof? How do you want more from the officials of the school, but you won't stop fucking them?
Controlled everything that was going on in my life, and they didn't do anything about it.
In a statement, the University of Michigan said it acted promptly to terminate Moore and that it is committed to ensuring a professional and respectful workplace for all members of its community. Shiver says
we have a rule to not fuck the people here. Y'all broke the rule. You're not supposed to be even fucking around with each other. Y'all had it for 3 or 4 years. You didn't come to us until it was beneficial to you.
She's sharing her story now in the hopes of helping other women.
I just want, other women that are going through this to know that this doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to go this far.
No one that I have seen has felt like, oh my God, she is so brave. She endured so much dealing with him. Okay. I don't know what to do. Saying she was afraid to lose a job, even though she knew she was getting illegal. Right. You was getting illegal raises. Y'all messed around for a few years. You were hiding the relationship, lying about it before. It's weird. Woohoo, white woman tears. White woman tears. It's weird. The whole, hoodie up made me mad. Okay. And then for me, I don't like it when folks do interviews and don't ask the hard-hitting questions. My first question would have been, so when he came over in the hoodie in the dead of winter and had butter knives up, why didn't you call the police? What made you call your lawyer and not the police? That's my only question. If you are terrified of a big burly man, black, white, or whatever, if you are terrified of it, why did you not call the police? What made you call your lawyer before you called the police? What made you get a lawyer before going to the university to tell them, yes, I know y'all thought I was fucking him and I have been lying. Okay, I really was. And even again, he was absolutely wrong for getting with her as a married man and as someone in power, or at least once he became head coach, cut it off, because now you're directly in charge of the girls. Okay. But the fact that she ignores the fact that she chose to deal with him and have consensual whatever with him, and you want to play scary, scary boo-boo, but you never called 911. Even the text that was shown in court show a consensual thing between you and him and not him stalking you. So, and even the fact that she did not want to speak in court, where he could, you said you wanted him to go to jail. However, you never went to court to say, hey, I was terrified, scared, and bloppy bloppy blue. You never went to court to hold him accountable. So you can't come and do an interview, probably get paid to do a day, and try to say, I want to help other women. No, you don't. In my opinion, You are upset that he did not leave his wife. You are upset that he did not go to jail. And now you want to come out and say things to make yourself a victim when no one has looked at you as the victim. And so I think going forward, we will probably never see her again. I feel like that was my last random thing. I think all the other things are celebrity stuff. Let me scroll, let me short, because I don't know. I be forgetting sometimes. Okay. Oh, what's this? What's this one? A mom says a dean at her son's school publicly humiliated him by making him hug and hold hands with another boy in front. Let's listen.
So an incident happened Monday concerning my 12-year-old son, where his dean called himself bullying my kid and made him do some inappropriate stuff. That I went up to the school yesterday and lost my shit. Okay, first of all,
I don't trust parents who be driving and recording videos. If you are a parent and you are driving and recording videos and holding the phone, and I don't trust you. Man, park your car and talk.
my son was play fighting in the lunchroom with one of his friends. And as a result of that, the dean thought it was appropriate to make my son hold hands with the young man that he was play fighting with and threatened him with suspension if he didn't hold hands and stand in front of a lunchroom full of students. Swing hands together. He then proceeded to make my son face the young man, hold their hands like this while they looked at each other, while other students laughed and ridiculed my kid, talk about y'all make a cute couple.
What's the now? Okay.
He then made my son and the young man walk in. He then proceeded to tell my son and his friend to walk up to the second floor, hand in hand, and walk through the hallway on their way to class. If anybody was to say his name or his friend's name, he had to turn around and hug this young man every time somebody was to say their name. I don't know what type of homosexual stuff you are on or why you feel as though
sexual.
As a grown-ass man, you want to see two young men lock hands and walk in the hallway. But the way you humiliated my child, I'm going to make it a point to humiliate you every chance I get. I'm going to bully the shit out of you. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. I'm going to make you pay for the same way you made my son feel. I'm going to make you feel every chance I get. That's why in front of all the students yesterday, I called you all types of bitch-ass niggas because that's what the fuck you were.
Look, I feel like nobody should nobody should force kids to touch each other in no kind of sexual way. I do think if kids are fighting in school, even play fighting, if kids are fighting in school, because sometimes at home, you're fighting with your siblings, you're fighting with your cousins and your parents, whoever will say, hey, y'all stop that. Sit in the whole hands. Give your brother a hug. I can see that. I think because it's in school, it's a bit different. I think the principal could have talked to the parents first. But I think for the mom to make it sexual was weird. I think the mom making it sexual was weird. But I get how when kids are fighting, sometimes the adult will make them hug or hold hands or like be friendly or whatever. But I feel like the mom was putting a sexual situation into it. Even the mom mentioned how other kids, oh, y'all better do couple. That's kids being stupid. But I don't. I get the mom being upset because whatever. But your reaction to what happened kind of explains your son was probably fighting in school. It sounds like how the way you reacted to what happened and you went up to school to call the principal punk ass bitches or whatever, that almost shows what your son do at home and what we got from you. So you can say, hey, principal, don't require my son to physically touch anybody else. I don't like that. But to make it seem as if, oh, he wanted to see two young boys I don't think two young boys holding hands is sexual. I don't think an adult saying, y'all want to fight, hold hands, be friends, give them a hug. Because, you know what I'm saying? It's the level of it. Now, could that be embarrassing? Yes, it could be. Again, the principal could have talked to the parents first. But again, who put the sexualness into it? Because where I was raised in my neighborhoods, you know, there would be if your neighbor caught y'all fighting, you know, you would get in trouble. And your parent may say, "Now give a hug like you love them," but it was never a sexual nature to it. But any parents that I went up in school and cussed them out, why? That's embarrassing. If my mama went up and was cussing and fussing, why? That's embarrassing too. To go up to school and say your principal is gay, like what? Like who does that? And I feel like even people who think, oh, if kids hold hands, it's gonna make them gay. That's not gay. Because if that was true, we would have all the gay kids hold hands with women. Make all the gay boys hold the hands of girls. Oh, that's what, now they're straight. It's so weird that people think things turn people gay or it's gay things. And I was listening to Kevin on stage the other day, and he was saying he found out a family member of his was gay, or somebody was gay, that he did not know they were gay. And when we were talking, he said, I asked him, well, when did you realize you were gay? He said they asked him back, well, when did you become straight? And I think people don't have the notion that, like, I don't remember ever thinking, I'm not gay, I'm straight. I just always like boys. Like, there was nothing that made me like boys versus making me like girls. So when people say stuff like, oh, doing things that can make them gay, that don't make them gay. Now, I do remember my little cousin Vito, even as a toddler, I said he's gay. And he was like maybe 3 or 4. Like, I'm like, some people really are born gay. Okay. So the notion that the principal was doing something illicit, something sexual, that he wanted to see two young boys. Well, I'm like, it's Pornhub. Look, people have to remember there's websites for whatever your kink is. You know, even if you are a nasty pedophile, okay? But I don't think a true pedophile who was a school principal would risk getting caught being that by making boys hold hands after they're caught fighting. People who think that if two boys hold hands and are forced to hug after getting caught fighting, that's going to make them gay. That's not true. It ain't. What a daddy at? Is the daddy gay?
From me bullying you, I'm going to go to the furthest extent of the law to make sure that you understand that you shouldn't be working with children. Because there's certain things that you don't do psychologically to a child that can't defend themselves. And y'all want children to respect authority, and y'all want children to respect their teachers and respect their elders, and then y'all mistreat children in the way that y'all do, and then y'all hold over top of their head that they're going to get in trouble from their parents. I'm always team my kid.
Unless he was a whole hand with a boy. Because the dean made the boys who were caught fighting in the lunchroom hold hands. If you can be in the lunchroom fighting in front of everybody, even play fighting, stand here and hold the boy hand. Your child wasn't caught throwing a piece of paper on the floor, and then you're throwing paper down. Go hold that boy hand. Go hug that boy. No, your son was caught fighting somebody else. Because if your son was play fighting with a girl, if the son was play fighting with the girl, okay, and the principal said, you know what, hold hands and act friendly, then what? Then what? You don't mind your son play fighting in the lunchroom full of children, but you do have an issue with the principal saying, hey, stop that fighting, hold hands and be friendly. Unless the principal said hold them real tight. Hold them and hold on. That's different. That in elementary school, when I went to Brady Elementary, Mr. Burton was our principal, and he had a paddle. Okay. We also had the yellow line. And in the hallway towards our lunchroom, if you got into trouble, he would make you get out of line, and you had to stand on the yellow line, and you'll be the last person to like get your lunch or whatever. I don't think he ever made us hold hands, but there were ways that he would. It was not embarrassing, but like they would like pull you out and like put you in front of whoever. But in the Black neighborhoods, in the Black households, when you see kids fighting, you would say, hey, stop that fighting. Now sit there and hold hands for 20 minutes since you want to fight so much. Give your brother a hug or whoever. You know what I'm saying? It was never a gay, weird, sexual thing put on it. That's you putting that on your son. That's you thinking that someone wants something sexual for your 12-year-old son because his ass is in school fighting.
Yes, I make my children respect adults. Yes, I make my children respect authority. Yes, I make my children respect their teachers because that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm always team my child. And I will go to the furthest extent to protect my child.
Unless my child has to hold the hand of a little boy he was fighting with. Unless my child is being told, hey, stop that fighting, hold the boy hand like your friends.
I do not care about none of that Joe shit. I don't care about none of that stuff. Like, when it comes to my kid and you playing with any of my children, I will go to the furthest extent to make sure that you pay for that shit.
I want you to get the police. She's riding quickly, driving fast, and this is how accidents happen. You so busy fussing at the phone, bitch. I hope you don't crash. This is him admitting to having my son walk hand in hand with another boy. My phone rang out of storage, so the video ended.
I thought it was a good idea because they're friends. I didn't think it would cause I didn't think it would cause.
You didn't find a problem with two teenage boys locking hands, telling two teenage boys to lock hands and swing their hands together, and then tell them to face each other and lock their hands together, and then tell them to walk hand in hand through a hallway full of fucking people, and tell them to go ahead on and walk up to the second floor, and then when they get to the classroom and hug each other, then find out and we think, are you gay?
I'm not gay.
Are you homosexual? No. Okay.
Now you see. Is you gay? Is you homosexual? That's why young niggas don't eat bananas, hot dogs, or use wipes in the bathroom. What is wrong with you? What is, girl?
Hey, so as a grown ass man, you want to lock hands with your hand, homeboy, and walk through a hallway? Swing it? No, question. Are you going to lock your hands with another grown ass man and walk through a hallway?
His name.
Her phone got cut off, so.
Is Dean Millwood.
Not putting that man's name out here.
He's the dean at Mastery Charter School. I just want you to know you're a bitch ass nigga. I'm going to make sure that I humiliate you every chance I get because you actually get pleasure out of watching little boys walk hand in hand and making them hug on each other and do goofy, weird shit. I feel like...
Oh, because the kids hugging or holding hands is goofy stuff. Okay.
You're projecting the fact that you're really DL, that you really like men, and you really get pleasure out of looking at little boys. You're a pervert. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows it. And anybody that has this man as a dean whose children has been violated in any type of way, DM me. Because to my understanding, he does a lot of little cute, sarcastic shit with our kids. And we don't even be knowing about it.
Who is this lady? I just, because I feel like, yes, you could, should, or would, I'm not going to call her a thought. I'm not going to call her a thought. Okay. However, she be posting her booty on social media. Okay. So she wants y'all to know, okay, that you can't be having the kids holding hands, but I can be outside in lingerie because I'm not gay. Okay. I just want y'all to know I'm not gay. Oh, not she had a problem. Let's see.
Who are supportive of me, who are sending encouraging messages.
I don't care. Because this is the thing. She does, as a mom, have a right to say, I don't want my child holding hands with some other little boy. However, ma'am, you ass out on the internet. You ass out on the internet. Your son is fighting in school. And if he was, he might be fighting because he was saying your mama ass on the thing. I saw your mama ass. I saw her titties. Okay, your mom is out here spread eagle. Not spread eagle, I'm saying. But again, you want people to feel like don't have my child holding hands with no other little boy because that's not right. But I'm titty out on the thing. Case thighs open, gap shared. I'm just saying. Some people think as a mother, close the gap. Okay. Some folk may say maybe your 12-year-old son don't want his mama titties on the internet. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure. What I do know is it is a way that as a parent, you can respond to, okay, people saying, oh, she cut the comments off. Her son's in the second grade, it's in the 7th grade. And then she said, right here, I'm also going to make sure you are no longer allowed to work around anyone else's child. You are a predator on the DL. Okay. Young Miami said she would beat the guy out of her son. A lot of people feel like it's okay for them to be homophobic and to put gayness onto anyone doing things on any given Tuesday. And I feel like there's a way to handle stuff. And you can be very much so upset that your child was caught fighting, play fighting, she don't want to say play fighting, and the principal made them hold hands. You can complain about that, absolutely. But I feel like the action is, he must be a pedophile. He must like little boys. It's like, ma'am, that accusation, if it's false, can absolutely ruin someone's life. And I don't agree with anybody accusing someone of being a pedophile based off of this. Was they having a hug and rub up against each other? What beside the man saying y'all want to fight, hold hands and be friendly and walk up the stairs? And that's it. So, child, Jesus fixed it. There was another shooting in Baton Rouge at the mall in Louisiana. They said 10 people got shot. I believe I thought I saved the rest of it. I think either 1 or 2 people passed away. I don't know why folks is out here shooting people. I need everybody to go sit down some damn where. Okay? I need everybody to go sit down and stop it. Because then that was a real situation. The fake situation was what happened at that dinner last night the White House Correspondents' Dinner where somebody was like, pow, pow, pow. I don't know how people look. I don't know how people be missing Colt 45. I never understand. I never have seen so many people attempt to get to somebody of his caliber and fail. But no one was hit. Nobody died. Okay. But anytime I hear the word a pow situation around Colt 45, I just assume he set it up. I just, it's the assumption. No sound. Then you have, the video of him at the table, okay, with his wife. And I feel like once the people came in and rushed him, I'm like, they get Melania? Did they get her? Is she not being rushed away? And on what planet does I don't work for White House. In my opinion, at what point does somebody hear, bitty bitty bum bomb going off in a hallway and you don't immediately get that one person up out of there? What y'all looking for? What? Because I'm like, y'all was sitting around looking, girl. So again, they captured the person who did it, but I didn't care that much at all. So I don't think I saved anything else from that situation. But they say that somebody tried to get them, possibly, and we said we don't care. Okay. So look, y'all take a good little minute. Okay, like the video and make sure you're subscribed, and we'll get into what's on the thumbnail. And we are back. Where do I want to start? I feel like people have been tripping. Well, one, this is a little bit of a congratulations, okay? Because there was a little play, not a little play, but there's a play that opened up this weekend. Taraji P. Henson, and I believe it was Taraji and Cedric, the entertainer, who was in the Broadway show Joe Turner's Come and Gone. And I kept seeing Taraji do things, but she's on Broadway, child. Okay, on Broadway, and that's a great thing. And the girls were showing up for Taraji and Cedric. Okay, look, I love the fact that more people are getting put on Broadway, are getting their congratulations, they're getting their energy for being on that stage, child. And because so many folks showed up, okay, congrats to Taraji and also Cedric for the play. Again, it's Joe Turner's Come and Gone. We love a good. Oh, was it August Wilson? August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone. A whole bunch of things. She looks great. We love it. We seen her outfit was cute. Okay, cute outfit and whatnot. We see Megan and Jonathan around here. Child, look, it'd be so weird because now I'm like, I feel nervous, child, even celebrating people. But they look happy. That's all I can go off of. Okay. They look happy. Congrats to them. Okay. His outfits is, he don't dress like a slave no more. Okay. And so we love it. Nice glasses, nice little haircut. Okay. And we're going to hope and pray that all is good at home. Because we don't never know. Okay. Tiny. Oh, God. Y'all know my rule. I don't, body shame people. But because I remember Tiny back in the day before she had any work done to her face, I don't know what injections. It looked like Tiny began either some kind of Botox, maybe some filler. But I really want Tiny to allow whatever she's had put in her face to dissolve. Whatever. I don't know what she's had put in her face, but I want whatever Tiny had injected into her face. Let that shit dissolve, because Tiny is such a beautiful woman naturally that she's a different kind of beauty, and that I get. But I'm like, you can tell here that she has gotten stuff injected into her face. And I just want her to stop. And let her natural face get back shining and being beautiful. Because every time she go and get some little nips and tucks in her face, I can tell because she looks different. You don't need it, Tiny. I mean that in the best way. You don't need the extra boom, 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 booms. Okay, if you just allow whatever that shit is to just dissolve and go away, and let your natural face be what it is. And I think because people talk shit about her, she tried to do stuff to look better, and she don't look better. You look surgical. And I remember 1990s Tiny, who I thought, oh my gosh, she's so little, so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly but surely her face changed. And I said, ma'am, you don't need any of that. None of that. But her face looks surgical. And you don't need it. And I need folk to tell, girl, I'm stopped. My only point is you look good and you don't need nothing done to your face. Okay? We see Tiny around there, Kandi and Shamia. Lisa Leslie around there. Okay, come on. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jesse. I've forgiven him. Have y'all forgiven Jesse? I have. Jesse lied about the whatever. I have forgiven him. I hope he acts in something currently or whatever and whatnot. I'm not mad at him. Anthony Anderson is around here, okay, with a thick ass beard, and they look a little bit of gray. LL Cool J and Simone, his wife Simone, they've been married for a long time, child. Hey, Simone, and whatnot. Tyler Perry, and his little bit of hair on top, a little bit on the. When men have a lot of beard hair and then bald up here, I'm like, y'all don't want to grow the beard hair and then put it up here. If you can grow all that down here, why would you put a little sprinkle up top? Hey, little sprinkle, okay. But Tyler Perry then popped out, okay. Then we seen Kandi, okay. Misty Copeland, hey, beautiful ballerina, okay. And then Eva, the diva, Eva Marcel around here, looking good. Again, the people, and then the girl Lisa Leslie, okay. Because this is a Broadway play, okay. Again, it is Cedric the Entertainer. It is Child Taraji Henson, directed by Debbie fucking Allen. Okay, Debbie Allen been that since forever in a day. Okay, and we gonna have to give her props and whatnot. Okay, so again, a great We're going and that is Brian Moreland. Brian Moreland is a producer. He worked a lot with Kandi and then, but he works a lot on Broadway. Okay. So get that man some props too. That's him and Debbie right there. Debbie Allen. And whatnot. We've seen Ella already. We've seen Eva already. I think we're asking other people. Okay. I think we've seen all the Michelle Obama, bitch. Michelle Obama. That's the first lady. Hey, Michelle. Okay. Come look at this teeth. Girl, look snatched. Okay, snatched around here. Hey, Miss Tina Nose. Looking good, girl. Okay. And whatnot. Oh, tiny. And seeing, Taraji play his mama on Empire. Come on, Cookie and Jamal. So yeah. Okay. And again, we just want to say, because I feel like we have these plays that stars our Black people, and then people don't, be like, oh, let's discuss it. No, we're gonna say congrats to the people. Okay, Black excellence. Okay, a Broadway, New York City Broadway, August Wilson's, Joe Turner's come and gone. Come and get some. Oh man, I don't know what's about. Come and get some. Okay, so yeah, congrats to them, honey. Now let me move on a little bit. Oh, now they say, not me, honey. I didn't say it. They said it. They said Iman Shumpert may be soft. I said, how do you soft launch a baby? How you soft launch a baby? Don't you need to long launch a baby? Let me see. I feel like these men around here who be with our girls, because sometimes we don't even care about the men until they with a Tiana Taylor, a Sierra, a Megan Thee Stallion, a Cardi B, a Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like we really saw it for Iman before he got with Tiana. And so folks are saying we think he's hard launching this brand new baby. Okay? Because why he posted this shit on his page. Okay? Now this is Iman. I had to go to his page. This is Iman's page. Okay, Iman Shumpert. He got 2.2 million followers. Okay. I don't follow that man, other people do. If you scroll down, okay, one day ago, he said girl dad. Okay. He got a little pen that say Navy dad. So is the baby named Navy? Okay. And he then posted Junie, his daughter with Tim Taylor. Hey, Junie girl.
Don't play with me. I'm outside about to go to the trampoline. Don't play with me. You see my dad right there. So I'm going on the trip.
So hey, Junie, he then posted a new baby. So it seemed congratulations is around here. Because I don't think there's a baby girl Junie or a baby girl Lil Rose. Okay. That's a whole new brand new vagina baby. Okay. We then see him with Junie and then Little Ruby Rose right here. Okay. Mm-hmm. We then see the girls on the plane. Mm-hmm. We then see the girls around here. Okay. But again, and then we see him holding the baby with a Navy child throw over his head in the labor and delivery room. Okay. So he has a whole new baby. So I guess it's the congratulations. Because I don't think we like him. I don't think we are like celebrating him. But congrats on the baby. Okay, round here. Okay, now let me keep scrolling. Let me keep scrolling. Because I think all that's left is what's on the thumbnail. Okay, yes it is. So I want, well, one, congrats to Michael Jackson. Not the dead man, but Michael's movie, Michael, made $95 million this weekend. Now this, I was reading something else that said it was the highest grossing biopic in a while. I think it was the other two biopics. I forgot what it was, but them making 95 million, I think globally it's like maybe 250 million so far just this weekend. I have not seen it in the theater, but I have seen most of the clips on TikTok. I don't see myself going to see it right now. I may go maybe next weekend once the stuff has calmed down. But again, congrats to the movie for having such a large opening and whatnot. So congrats to the peoples. Now, Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. You know, Jada was being sued by this person. Jada was being sued by Will Smith's former friend. Okay. And the former friend was trying to sue. His name was Bilal Salim. Bilal Salam. Bilal was suing Jada, saying, hey, she threatened me and I was scared for my life. I had all this emotional distress based on what she said about me and me wanting to write a book about Will Smith and whatnot. And she was scaring me and I had all these things and whatnot. So he's suing Jada for, I think, $3 million. So currently in court, a couple of the allegations were tossed out. And so Jada's asking for about 49%. It's a small win in court. A small win because the full case is not thrown out. However, let's see. Part of the case was dismissed. The emotional distress was thrown out. Okay, because he said, I was emotionally sad. And because I was sad about what they said to me, I gained weight and I got fat. And so I want to sue them for making me fat and for having this emotional distress. And the judge said no. The judge said for that part, no. So Jada's asking for the judge now to require him to pay about $49,000 in court fees, legal fees, because if that's the amount of money I paid so far to my lawyers to defend this emotional distress part of this lawsuit, you should have to pay that part of my fees. Okay, again, this is some old shit of him suing her and claiming her and people around her and Will, okay, made threats when they found out that he was writing a book about a memoir about Will Smith. How it caused severe emotional distress and later personal setbacks, including loss of relationships, leaving the country and gaining all that weight. Okay. And again, I said it once and I will always say it again. If you are a person in my circle, you know, because I am a private person. And if somebody who was in my circle who know stuff, you know, decides to, you know, I'm gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna do a vlog conversation about Jaylee and what she's like and blah blah blah. Not that I would care. I ain't did shit crazy. But if someone in my circle was trying to write a memoir about me, exposing me for whatever my personal things are, yes, I'm going to cuss your ass out. I am absolutely going to cuss. I'm a probably threatened to beat your ass. Yes, I am absolutely going to say you ain't shit. I can't stand you. Fuck you and your mama. I shall beat your ass. I shall poke your ray and beat you up too. Yes, I will do all of those things. If I found out anybody, if I found out somebody was trying to write a tale about Karla or about him, yes, I'm gonna cuss you out. My mama, I'm gonna cuss you out. My brother, anybody I'm close to that's in my circle, in my safe space, who know my middle name, who know where I stay, and know what snack I like. Okay, if you know the kind of porn I like, and you try to write what? Yes, I'm going to cuss you out, and yes, I'm probably going to threaten to beat you up. For you to then blame that for what else happens in your life because you trying to be a snake ass individual and use personal information about me for your own gain, you ain't shit. And then when no one wants to buy that fucking book of yours, you want to then sue me, not sue Will. You want to sue Jada. Because she said you ain't shit and we don't like you, we don't trust you, blah, blah, blah. It show you that man ain't nothing. Okay. So she said, hey, fat boy. I'm pretty sure that wasn't nice. But she said, Bilal, fuck you. Okay? We don't like you. Get out of our face. Get away from me with this. Okay? So again, a small win that piece of the allegations was tossed out. And again, she's asking for the court to force him to pay a lawyer fees for that thing. I do think she should get her money. If he didn't do nothing and he was just arbitrarily being threatened, that's different. But him admitting, once they found out I was writing a memoir about Will, they were upset with me and they kind of, shunned me. We should shun you, ho. That's why I say you have to be careful who you allow in your inner circle because people will use things against you for personal gain. Like that man. And Jada said, ho, get out my face. Okay. Now, did y'all know that Jermaine Jackson had a RAPE lawsuit? I said, girl, that when this happened. Okay. So Jermaine Jackson, Michael's brother. Jermaine is his daddy. Jermaine Jackson's facing serious legal trouble that could cost him. Now, did y'all look? Do all the Jacksons have millions? I know Michael did. I know Jenna does. But I'm like, did Jermaine Jackson have millions? Anyway, per TMZ, he could be hit with a default judgment of up to 6.5 mil. Okay, because he allegedly failed to respond to a RAPE lawsuit filed against him. The allegations stem from an incident dating back to 1988. A woman claimed that Jermaine Jackson actually assaulted her in her home. The case was filed under the California look-back law, which allowed older cases to come back up. Now, he did not file a response within the required time frame. The court could possibly move forward without his defense, opening the door for a default judgment. Okay? And default does not mean you're guilty. Default just means you did not come and defend yourself or respond to the court case, the court inquiry, the summons or whatever. So we're going to do a default judgment against you, and then that can sometimes carry some monies. Okay. Now, child, did Jermaine not know what's going on? Okay, did Jermaine like the email, the mail? Jermaine's so busy, child, with the Michael movie, he forgot he had a lawsuit coming up. The question is, do you think cases like this should move forward decades later, or the time gap makes it harder to prove? I feel like there should be no time limit for an actual assault situation, legally and criminally. I think that the issue comes into play when no one's being held legally responsible for possible actual assaults, but they're going to be held financially responsible for that. We probably wouldn't know about this if it was for because I'm like, don't nobody really be talking about Jermaine on a little random Tuesday at all. And again, because it was from a 1988 alleged incident at her house, we shall see. Okay. Now again, maybe Jermaine will respond next week. I don't know. But if anybody accuses you of actual assault, you should probably respond to the lawsuit. Speaking of, child Smokey Robinson. Okay. Judge focuses out several of Smokey's claims in the 5 male countersuit against the former housekeepers. Let's see. Per TMZ, the dismissed portion include key defamation allegations brought by Robinson and his wife against the 4 former housekeepers who accused him of actual battery and other misconduct during the time of their employments. The court determined that accusations were a matter of public interest due to widespread media coverage and online attention, but has also found Robinson failed to prove the women acted with actual malice when speaking publicly about their claims, which led to part of the countersuit being dismissed. Because remember, he countersued them for accusing him and his wife of these things. And the judge is saying, nah, bro. No. It's the weird thing when this is a civil thing. This isn't a, like he if he get found guilty, he's gonna owe him some money. Okay. So it says, still the ruling wasn't until loss. Some claims remain, including allegations tied to employees allegedly stealing personal property and deleting information from his phone. Child. Why would y'all taking coochies? Y'all around here just taking people's coochies. Stop stealing coochies. It's not worth it. Okay. Now, what's on my thumbnail? I did Jada. Let's do Drew. Child, Drew is losing. And I don't even know how else to word that. Drew and Ralph are still divorcing, right? And so there was some text messages submitted as evidence during the divorce where Drew was like, I was giving you half of my housewife salary. I was also giving you, you took a $300K from my personal injury settlement. And to me, it shows, and I can't read that little stuff right here, but to me, it shows how Ralph getting half of her, because Drew was talking to him via text. And when she was like, hey, the monthly bills for the month of the household bills is like $9K. I can't afford to pay $9K. Are you going to chip in? And then him saying, well, I don't need to, for the most part of our marriage, you have not contributed. And so her point was, nigga, I gave you half of my Bravo salary. Okay. It says one take data back to April 13th of 2026. She wrote, I can't afford $9K. Can you help with whatever bills? Okay. And when he said, well, your attorney should advise you, but if you don't pay, you will be in contempt. And hers, and I gave you 50% of my RHOA money. Even though you were getting paid from them directly, I gave you 50% of my endorsement deals and my movie deals, plus $300K you got out of my personal injury settlement. Drew, if you were really giving Ralph half of your income, that is stupid. And I know in marriage it's 50-50. I understand this. But I feel like, even Ralph saying, for the most of the marriage, you wasn't doing much. So you should not be able to afford whatever. Drew's losing in the court of public opinion. At one point, she asked Ralph, why is the mortgage not paid? They're claiming that we're behind 25K in payments. He said, you making us up, I'm going to ignore you. Hers, you've done ultimate betrayal. You're trying to destroy me, girl. You're trying to destroy me as a mom, defame my character, and defame my character, career, and brand, and me as a human being time and time again. So please just focus on what's best for the kids moving forward. Ralph replied saying, "You can no longer hide and don't want people to see you for who you really are. All the lies you told are being cleared without me doing anything. You're a terrible person. I pray you work on your spirits." And at one point, she accused him of like messing with the church's a publishing daughter. But I really want Drew to learn, just don't say shit, because Ralph has learned people don't like Drew. So any negative press put out about Drew, they're gonna drag it through the mud. And Drew sometimes putting out these statements doesn't help. It doesn't help. Now, I don't think either Ralph or Drew are these perfect people. I do, however, feel like based on the antics we saw Ralph do on the show, Ralph is a very manipulative person. And I think we see how Drew is. I do think Drew was probably stupid enough to figure we're married, we're on the show together, and I'll give you half my money since you're not getting paid. I feel like Ralph was like, I'm not going to be around here and not getting paid. So part of me fully feel like that she unwittingly agreed to give him half her money because he was not getting paid. I think once they started going through a divorce, where she probably stopped giving him her money, I think at that point Ralph was being paid directly from Bravo. Either way it go, I just want Drew to stop defending herself, because even her defense, conversations or whatever, make people think, well, Ralph must be being truthful, because it's like, no, Ralph is an absolute asshole. And I need to add him to something else. I just can find him in black or white or red. But Ralph allowing the false narrative that Drew's a bad mom shows me he's vindictive, because you've never claimed her to be a bad mom this whole time y'all were together. And now all of a sudden, she's a bad mom. It's weird. Now, Drew also said that there's evidence that Ralph severely beat their son. She can't believe the judge gave him custody. Okay. Again, per TMZ. And every time they per TMZ, per court documents, it doesn't mean TMZ went and got access to Drew and Ralph's court documents. It does not mean that Drew and or Ralph are directly talking to TMZ, but TMZ is getting, court records about their divorce. Drew was asked the judge to reconsider the ruling that ordered her to vacate the home by May 31st. The argument includes a bombshell allegation about the man who was just awarded custody. Drew told the court that she previously submitted a video in which Ralph could be heard severely beating their son. Now I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean by beating? She says Ralph admitted to the beating in 2024, but then denied it at the March 2026 hearing. She's confused on why the court would give him custody when there's a documented history of abuse. And I feel like, Drew, if you know that Ralph is the disciplining person who can get physical with the kids and hit them or whatever, like that would be the first thing in my motion. I don't want him to have my kid because he can get physically abusive. Period. I don't care about nothing else. Period. Okay. If there is proof that he has admitted to it in the past, even if that one time at band camp, Ralph got pissed and beat their son, that's still in the forefront of my mind. I would never trust you, my child. Now, Drew, the alleged, even the kids, school and stuff, they were saying that Drew, the kids were late all the time. I'm late all the time too. Drew said she doesn't have the money to move, child, because she's paying Ralph. She and Ralph have her income. You know, it's a whole weird dynamic. And again, I feel like Drew is losing because Ralph was so quiet. Ralph don't have to say shit if the court then say, "Hey, Drew, you have to move out the house. Hey, Drew, we're gonna give Ralph the kids during the school year because when you have them, they always late." You know what I'm saying? Ralph don't have to say shit. Ralph just had to tell TMZ and them, "Hey, go check the court records. Go check the court." Even if the kids were late for valid reasons, it makes her look like a bad mom. So I also want Drew to get a better lawyer. But she may not be able to afford one. I don't know. Okay. But Drew, being looked at as the, unfit mom who ain't got no money and whatnot, it kind of just shows Ralph has been this insane, petty, manipulative person all along because they're not divorcing and he's allowing her to be painted as a horrible person. And I just don't think that's true. I think both Drew and Ralph have their flaws, but I feel like they both love their kids and they're just exchanging whatever's. And I'm gonna say this: once it's like if you live in an apartment complex, if you're renting a house, if you're renting a space, okay, and you are aware that I'm gonna have to move, I'm gonna have to move. Start looking. Start looking and don't look to buy a new house. Start looking for what is the nicest 4-bedroom house, condo, whatever I can get so that way at least for the next year or two, me and my kids have somewhere great to live. The hard part may be if it has to be the same school district that the kids are in. Because she may not be Drew might not be able to afford a house in the school district where her kids go to school at. But I'm like, girl, you got carpool. Carpool. But I think Drew was fighting to not look so bad, and it's not working. Don't say I can't afford to move out. I'll be homeless. No. Okay, fine. I'm gonna move to this. I can afford a 2-bedroom condo because Ralph ain't give me no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's a way to play it that makes Ralph look horrible, and you just ain't doing it. It's making you look like you're financially irresponsible, a bad mom, a liar, a little bit, whatever. And I don't think that's a true narrative. Drew don't have the right folks in her corner advising her how to work the thing out. Drew probably want to buy the house. Girl, don't buy the house right now. Don't. Rent somewhere. Again, we seen on Potomac, Mia went from that big ass mansion to that little ass apartment or whatever. That's okay. When you have to regroup, it's okay to downsize. That's a part of your storyline, bitch. Okay, get better people in your corner. Get better people in your corner to show you what to do. Okay, I hope they work it out. I do. Child, was Nikki at the damn correspondence dinner? Because she made this post after the pows. The one good thing about her supporting Code 45, people really have ignored her and let her be on a sideline by herself. So if y'all don't know, she wants us to pray for record. Man, no. So Nicki Minaj is still on our list. We don't like Nicki. She aggravates us a little bit. Okay. Now what's next? I be forgetting what's on my thumbnail, child. We did Drew. Let me do Kandi. Let's do Kandi. So Kandi is doing a one-woman show. Kandi's doing a one-woman show, but Kandi made this post on her social media. It was using Mama Joyce. Okay, hold on.
no river deep enough.
So it's Mama D. It's Mama Joyce in the kitchen, cleaning the little cup. Okay, and she's humming, "Ain't no mountain." And then we see the flashback. Okay, her and Todd.
No ocean deep enough. Ain't no desert hot enough to keep me off your ass, baby.
So again, smart marketing. Okay, which again, this is posted on Kandi's page.
Huh? What are you doing? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about your show, baby. People better come on and get those tickets, baby. They better get their tickets because that show gonna be lit.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, they better come on and get those tickets.
What were you singing?
Oh, nothing. Just humming. Just humming songs. Ain't nothing.
Okay, well, come on. I want you to hear something.
Because the name of Kandi's show is like I did. No, I do. I did. I don't. Todd went and commented. Okay, because we don't like Todd right now. Okay, Todd is on our list right here. Todd said they will use me until I'm all used up. And I was supposed to be the opportunist. Damn, get the tickets. Kandi said, Todd, please stop playing victim. Wrong road. Okay. Todd then said, I'm not playing victim. We exploited our relationship on the way in, so we might as well do it on the way out. Get your tickets. Even him saying we exploited our relationship. I'm like, I don't think it wasn't exploited. You got with Kandi on the show as a reality star, and they followed the storyline. So that was not exploiting the thing, okay? So even his wording aggravated me. Okay, just an aggravation. Again, my first show is Monday, and I've added more cities. I did, I'm done. Okay, it's not just a show, it's an experience. Wait for you to see it. Listen to Mama Joyce and get tickets. Because Mama Joyce said, girl, I'm on your ass, baby. And then on this post, okay, Todd posted, said, petty Pendergrass laughing loud support your girl Kandi. And Kandi said, well, thank you, Chidi Pablo. I said, girl, not Chidi Pablo. Thank you, Chidi Pablo. Chidi Pablo. Now, there have always been the rumors of what made Kandi and Todd, divorce, what made Kandi file for divorce, what had happened, okay? And her calling him Chidi Pablo, to me, is Kandi exposing Todd's cheating ways. Because who calls their ex-husband, because they're divorced now, who called the ex-husband Chidi Pablo unless he was trying to do what? Cheating. Okay? Cheating. And even though they're trying to be good parents, trying to be good parents to Blaze and Ace, and trying to be like on the same page and whatnot, she still saying, I still need y'all to know Todd ain't shit. Todd is around here, child, cheating on your girl. Not again. We know Kandi and Todd had like a little open. Kandi and Todd, were here and there allow a third source to come on in and have some fun. Now, y'all know, look, I'm all for a threesome now. Not now, my age. Would I do a threesome now? I mean, I ain't gonna, it would have to be a bisexual woman who, because I ain't eating no coochie. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want a threesome. My point is, child, all off topic. But Kandi and Todd, would have threesomes here and there, whatever. But I'm like, even though you and your husband link up to have fun with third party, that does not mean that you yourself wants to be out here hanging and banging and have him hanging and banging other people. Okay. And I think because Kandi still has the fame, Kandi can absolutely use this divorce, this thing with Todd, to make her money. Todd can't do the same. at all. Look, I caught myself before I went down that road. I said, not today, Satan, not today. Okay. No. But my point is, I think Todd is probably a bit jealous that Kandi can use this to get paid. And if you trying to call me petty because I'm saying I'm done. Well, okay, Chidi Pablo, bitch. Hey, get out my face. And her using it as not only one show, but a plethora of shows. And I feel like, let me see the dates. Let me see. I know she ain't coming to Detroit, but I'm trying to see Kandi Burruss. Burruss. Let's see. I thought she had a little poster up that showed the dates. Because I thought it was more than just the 2 days. So it says May 13th, May 14th. But I don't know why I thought it was another date or more dates that, because the April 27th dates, that's tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. That's the first date. But I thought I saw more dates than just those two. So again, maybe it is just these 2 extra dates, the May 13th and May 14th in Atlanta in North Carolina. Maybe. However, I feel like she should make money off of it. She don't help out anymore. Yes, do a whole show and then post it on social media so I can watch it later. But again, the whole Chidi Pablo, I'm like, not him cheating. And again, these men shot these Negroes. Okay, these need of the grows around here aggravate my spirit. Christopher Brown. Chris Brown and Usher I can add. Let me remind myself what I gotta add to them. I gotta add Glorilla. Because I'm gonna forget when the live was over. I'm also working on something I want to call Jaylee's Pleasure Box. It's something I'm gonna figure out something for Jaylee's Pleasure Box. Okay. No, I gotta add Chris Brown. I gotta add Glorilla. And I might add Ralph because of Drew. And whatnot. Anyway. They really leave me alone. We not going for I am y'all. Look, I need a nap. I need a nap with some food in my system. So Chris and Usher are going on tour. It's been a lot of back and forth scuttlebutts about, Chris is an abuser. Why is he doing a tour? Why is anyone going to Chris's show? He ain't shit and boppy boop. Now I feel like if you don't want to go to a Chris Brown concert, don't. Like, I'm not at home ever like playing Chris Brown music and looking up Chris Brown videos. Okay, I don't follow that man on social media, so I'm not a Chris Brown person at all. However, I'm also not going to knock the next person who wants to go to a Chris Brown concert. And we bring up the stuff between him and Rihanna, which happened 20 years ago. And we know there were other incidents after that. But I mean, at some point, when the women he affected has moved on and have forgiven him and they're no longer in that space, I'm not trying to hold that space still. Because I don't care. I'm not his type. I'm not gonna date him. I'm not gonna buy his music. Now, if Chris Brown, will I watch on TikTok? Maybe. If someone's live for the tour on TikTok, I'll watch that. I absolutely will. But I'm not upset that other people are going to Chris Brown's concerts based on Chris's actions maybe 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Because you do want people to grow up, to learn from their past mistakes, and to not be aggressive towards women. And I'm hoping that he is no longer aggressive towards women. I don't know. I don't fuck that man. I'm not gonna fuss with all about that man. There are other active abusers. I will hold fast on. Like, I wouldn't, if R. Kelly got out tomorrow, I'm not going to an R. Kelly concert. Whenever Diddy get out, I would not support Diddy. I would not support R. Kelly. I would not support. I shouldn't. I'm saying there are many people I will not support. Chris Brown is not someone I'm going to be out here. Don't support Chris. Don't support. I don't care that much. If Chris actively does something in current time, I will read his ass for filth. I will read him for filth, but I'm not fussing about the nigga, okay? Chris said the funniest and weirdest shit ever to me is the fact that people have the opinion to come to my tour and their opinion. He says that people have the option to come to my tour and the option not to. I know everyone who is a fan of me and Usher will definitely be in the building and it will be packed like last year. But I'm scrolling through Insta and TikTok and I come across rage bait pages and or those fake woke stand up for nothing pages, bad people for wanting to come to have a good time. The dudes hating, I can get that. Okay, thinking that we're gonna steal your girl and shit. But the Karens and the self-hating hoes be making me laugh. I can't wait to rub this shit in y'all face. And his point is the tour is going to sell out. Okay, yeah. Most of the stuff Chris did was in his teens and early 20s. Now, how old is Chris Brown? Let me see. How old is Chris? I did not think that, but Chris Brown. Chris is 36. Okay, he's 36 years old now. When did Chris, don't they get arrested? The Chris and Rihanna situation happened in 2009. That was, oh Lord. So that was 17 years ago. Okay, so 17 years ago, he was 19. Now look, okay, child, I was arrested that one time at 19, and I have not been arrested not nine times since. And him and Rihanna got back together, years after the fact. Let's see, when did Chris Brown? Let's say date Karrueche. Chris Brown and Karrueche dated from 2011 to around 2015. And then in 2017, she was granted a 5-year restraining order against Brown because of allegations of abuse. So even that was 9 years ago. So whatever the stuff between him and Karrueche happened between 2011 and 2015. So that's still 10, 11 years ago. So, and I'm not trying to defend him at all. I'm not trying to give loopholes at all. I'm just giving context. I'm giving context. So when, stuff happened, because you do hope that what somebody did at 19 is not the same thing they would do at 36. You do hope that, because even he's 36 now. So if that was, let's say if even 2015 was 11 years ago, that was 25. The stuff with Karrueche. And you do hope that people be better. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm not in that man's life, again, I'm not gonna date him. Now, if a girl was dating Chris Brown and then she's surprised that he beat her up, why are you surprised? Okay. So I think that's what I'd be like, well, girl, you know his history. If you date a man who has a history of DV, you can hope and pray he does not do it again. You can hope and pray he does not do it. But you then can't see him do it and then say, I can't believe it. You know, you can't. You just thought you thought it wouldn't happen to you. Not, I can go downtown if I want to see a crackhead backflip. That is fucking hilarious. So I think his point in saying I'm not asking anyone who don't want to see me to come see me. But you should not, be upset with people who want to come see me. That part I can get. Now, again, if there's a thing where it's a lady saying, I was dating him and I cannot believe he abused me, why not? Why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? So, but again, I'm not going to a Chris Brown concert. I'm not going to go even if he's with Usher. Because Usher around here making excuses for Diddy. So I mean, so many people are speaking about Chris Brown. What about Usher? Usher going on that fucking interview saying, "Oh, what Diddy he's being portrayed in the wrong way." He's a fucking abuser. So if you ask me, hell, where are Usher skeletons? Okay, where are Usher skeletons? So again, they both have their issues, but I'm not a child. But I'm also not going to the concert. But I may watch it on TikTok because I'm nosy, and then be on TikTok. What am I supposed to do? Let's go to 2 hours of y'all. I told y'all about 2.5. I did Kandi. I did Jada. Let's do Joseline. Let's do Joseline Hernandez. Okay. Because I feel I got Joseline Hernandez, Kenya, and then Meg. I think that's all that's left. Oh, and Glorilla. Oh, Glorilla. Boom. I got to add her in. I'm gonna put her on thumbnail. So, Glorilla is dating Brandon Ingram. Okay. Who he plays for the Raptors. He's a basketball player. Okay. And I want to let y'all know that this is, hey girl, you like what you hear? Okay, it's fine. I think people look. There are things that you say to people in your life that just is in-house talk. It's private talk. It's this talk. Okay. Is this talk that you don't really say to people publicly. Okay, there are jokes that I have. I joke with Karla about. There are jokes I have with my mom. There are jokes I have with him. There are jokes that I have with people that I don't come on here for y'all to get. There are probably things I've said that y'all don't even know what the inside joke is because I'm talking to somebody else who y'all don't know. Okay. However, Brandon was in an interview, and they were asking him about getting ready for a game, and this was his response.
Just try to get in the bed extra earlier today, and my girl around, so she'll get on my nerves enough where I can just want to go to sleep. She'll get on my nerves enough where I just want to go to sleep.
Now, this is the thing, okay? Men have to know saying certain things may be an inside joke that y'all find funny on any given Tuesday. But once you say it out loud, the public, it's embarrassing.
Just try to get in the bed extra earlier today, and my girl around, so she'll get on my nerves enough where I can just want to go to sleep. She'll get on my nerves enough where I just want to go to sleep.
So at home, I'm sure they joke and say, "Oh my God, he get on my nerve, girl. I want to go to bed. Oh Lord, he watching game. I want to go to bed. Oh, he just sit around here, child, and relaxing himself. I want to go to bed." You know what I'm saying? There are things you can say that your person ain't offended about because it's an inside joke. Okay, it's an inside joke. Well, however, when he says it out loud, it's embarrassing because it makes people feel like, oh, he don't love her. Because who say out loud, yeah, my girl aggravated me so much that I want to go to bed. Okay, she's an aggravating person. I want to go to bed. So even if that is a jokey joke thing between him and her, even if she knows because I always say, the people you care about most annoy you. Whether it's you say dumb shit, you crack dumb jokes, or you talk too much and they're not listening or whatever, you are making suggestions that they ain't listening to, your music choices, whatever it may be, that your person just your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your man, your whatever. Okay, there are always inside things, and I was like, he has to learn how to express that how he loves her in different ways. Okay, you might love her. We hope you do love her. Okay, but you need to understand you cannot do that by making jokes at her expense, because it's a thing of saying she's annoying. She annoys me, and because she annoying, she annoys me. It'll force me to go to bed to not deal with her. Now again, that could absolutely be an inside joke that y'all have that she finds funny, that you find funny. But once you say it out loud, and the world, they're gonna run with it. Okay, you could have easily said, you know what, my girl here, she don't want us to watch some boring ass show, so I can fall asleep watching the show with her. You know what I'm saying? That's a way of saying my girl boring and she like to watch paint dry. I watch paint dry with her and it puts me to sleep. You know what I'm saying? My girl like watching murder mysteries. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's ways to do whatever. My girl, I like my steak sauce played with, and so she'll play with my steak sauce and it'll put me to sleep. There are ways to include her that it won't be a diss to her, to the world. And again, it's a thing where you just have to be careful so that people don't take things the wrong way. My girl around right now and she's aggravating. And so I'm pretty sure because she's around me, I'm gonna go to bed early anyway because she's here and she aggravates me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he's also saying she aggravates me when I'm still here. I guess that's a way of him saying even though she's aggravating, I still love her, I'm still here. But again, it's just the optics of it all. I'm like, these men is out here embarrassing people for no good reason. Do not give anyone a reason to talk shit about you and your girl. Don't. Okay? Don't allow other folks to push their button that causes doubt or concern or, oh my God, what did he mean? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying he don't love her. I'm not saying he was trying to be whatever towards her. I'm saying the optics of what he said don't look good. It is based on how social media goes. Okay? So Glorilla, tell that man, don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. Okay? We as women, honestly, when your person, has to get up early for work or has to be in bed early for whatever reason may be, you try to help in any way you can anyway. You try to help them go to sleep. You try to not, you try to not bother them if they have to study for a test, they have to do whatever, or they have work, whatever. So it's like even his stand being, well, she's aggravated, so I'm gonna go to bed. I'm like, God damn it, bro. Now, why would you say that? Okay. So again, these men is out here child embarrass us and we don't like it. Not today, not ever. Let's do Joseline Hernandez. And then we have to still do Meg and we have also still do Kenya. Now, where's child? Now, first of all, Joseline was live. I'm on my Twitter. I say stuff on Twitter too. Joseline ass was on Zeus. You know, Joseline was a huge Zeus person and whatnot. You know, she was doing this and that on Zeus. Zeus. And she is no longer kind of promoting them. She's doing her own thing right now. And for some reason, she went on a little rant. And, you know, she's also pregnant right now. And she's pregnant right now. And she made these posts. Stopping my payment. You know, Jocelyn does not speak English. English is not her first language. So I'm going to read this and I'm knowing that she didn't. It was weird. Okay. Stopping my payments because I have my own streaming app. And I wanted more for my life than just what I had. It's illegal. I also hate it ain't no periods, commas, or colons, okay? And it's just plain, wrong plane. And it's just, that's an airplane. And it's just plain evil. Telling my husband you won't fund or business is illegal. Telling us to take our content down is illegal. While I'm pregnant, it is evil. She then put in a caption, y'all pray for me. This man is trying to, she's talking about the mule who is the owner, CEO of Zeus. Let me. This man is trying to kill me and my unborn kid. Right now, prayer warriors, I need y'all. I've never been embarrassed of nothing. I've been telling y'all my whole life story for going on 20 years, and I'm not stopping now. This man is trying to kill me and my baby. Lisa Bloom, I need your help ASAP. These devils in California are trying to destroy me. Now, again, she kept making posts. I gave y'all 7 years of my life. My contract, my payments are in perpetuity. But they stop suddenly because I take a picture with someone you fear. I'm a 39-year-old woman that is with child, and you are doing evil to me because you are not able to have me back and do what you want with me. I'm very upset and really uncertain of things right now. We need your support. I made this person legit talent. I made this person legit when it came to giving him real talent, real shows, all these girls, stop writing all caps, real shows, real stories. He immediately stopped my payments and trying to make me stop my content on Why Are You Here TV. Pray for my unborn because clearly this evil person wants to make this break, and it's impossible for something to happen to my unborn kid by putting a stop to something I've earned, but I will pursue my rights to the fullest. Now, I'm like, I don't know why stopping that man, I don't know why that man stopping your money is causing the issues for the baby. Okay. Is he really trying to kill you or just the money? I will sell everything I own before I'm in the streets. Stevie, don't say that to Stevie, girl. Not you and Stevie. I will sell everything I own before I'm in the streets. This evil man is trying to destroy my family and trying to make something bad happen to me and my unborn kid by doing equal things. I've been loyal to this person for 6 years, and he stops all my payments, what belongs to me, because I won't shut down my company. Why Are You Here TV? He is the devil, and he is trying to kill me. If anyone can help me in California ASAP, please hit me up. Right now, it is not the time to fight this quietly, but to be loud and aware that this person is trying to kill me and my. If she keeps saying he wants to kill her, I don't think he wants you dead. Okay, so that was what started it. Okay, now after she made those posts, Lemmy came out, okay, and said these things. So let's listen. Now, Lemmy to me is a flawed individual. Okay, look, I do know her point is that she's being stressed out, but I feel like Joseline should have enough money to where she's not even having to personally handle this business issue. I feel like Joseline should have attorneys, managers, lawyers, or whatever who are able to handle this for her. She should not be the one handling it. I think she is stressing herself out. Is my opinion. But Lemmy has his flaws as well. But I feel like Joseline for years was on Zeus, propping that man up. You know what I'm saying? And he was also propping her up when we felt like, girl, she did violent. Okay? But this is what he said.
This is not new. This is a pattern of behavior. When things don't go her way, she goes on social media and starts this disparaging and defamation campaign against people who don't either agree with her or who she's upset with. Not in just business, but even personally close to her. That's something that I just can't sit back and ignore when it's directed at me and Zeus.
Now, remember when Joseline left Love and Hip Hop with VH1 and Mona, Joseline said the same thing. Mona's evil. He's horrible. You know, she said the exact same stuff about Mona and Big One of them. Because she felt like, I've been on the show for all these years. I gave, but now they saying fuck me. So she's now kind of putting that stuff on Lemmy. And he's saying, like, look, I didn't do nothing. I mean, did you not do nothing? Are you for real?
I can't. To be clear, we've paid Joseline very well over the years. This is not about what we've paid her. This is about payments moving forward and fulfilling agreed upon obligations, and that's to me equally clear. This is not about a picture with another network owner, which I've seen some people post. It's not about that. It's about pretty much the broader contractual framework she agreed to, including exclusivity, restrictions around direct or indirect competition. And
now, the one thing I think he's doing is smart. He's reading contract shit. He's saying, like, look, part of contracts, because that's, you know, when you enter into a business relationship with a company, with a brand or whatever, sometimes they will have the clause, you can't do business in this same realm for this or that and that and this. You know what I'm saying? If you are working with us as Zeus for these shows, and you know this is our brand, you can't then go make your own Zeus, call it something different, and want to do the same thing you do on your thing, on our thing. Yeah, it's a non-compete clause. And matter of fact, almost 11 years ago, when I went to my job, I started my job. I was through a temp agency. I was supposed to be there for 6 weeks to handle billing for their summer program. And when the director at that point, we were talking about some stuff, and I was like, you know, blah 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 blah, and I knew shit. She was like, oh, like you know a whole bunch. They had to wait 8 months to hire me because the contract between the placement agency and my employer, they could not hire me directly as an employee for a certain amount of time because of a non-compete. Because if we send you talent who we want to work for us, for our clients, we want, because I liked jumping from place to place. It was fun. Okay. And they do it so that way, if we have great talent that we can send to any place to do the job and know they're good, we don't want the place hiring our talent. We don't want to be competing for the person doing the job. The same thing happens in this. It's a non-compete clause that it gives us a time frame to. You can't do the same thing for a certain amount of time. And my thing it was 8 months because I started there in March, and I had to be on temp status until August. So whatever time. So from March to August was how long I had. They had to wait to hire me in directly because they was like they don't want to lose good people, you know. And again, that was how I got. So the job where I'm at now, you know, this is 11 years ago, but I was only supposed to be a 6-week assignment doing billing for their program for the summer. But child, I've been here 11 years later, and how much the director at that point in time was like, please work with us. We want you here. But we have to wait this time frame based on our contract with the temp agency. I said, cool. And the temp agency kind of did not want me to leave them. But I'm like, I mean, I like it here, not living. So it's the same thing. Okay, that's my point. There is non-compete clauses in a lot of contracts.
Performance-based obligations such as participation and promotion. More recently, it also involves honoring key provisions in her agreement, including non-disparaging, confidentiality, and refraining from. This is not new, making false and defamatory statements, both personally and professionally.
Meaning you can't say the president of the temp agency is a dick-sucking, woman-abusing asshole. You can't speak negatively about someone that you are under contract with. Okay. You can't go out and make the same kind of content and say it's now my streaming service, and I'm also talk cash shit about people at Zeus because you know we can't do that, and sometimes that's also why you have to read your contract. Okay, read your contract. Lemmy may be a psychopathic whatever. Okay, he might be exactly what she say he is. However, you have to be careful when making a deal with the devil, because they say the details. The details. The devil is in the details. And you would think by her saying how much I'm in charge, I'm a boss, it's my show, blah 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 blah, that she would read the goddamn fine print.
Regarding Zeus, his executives, me, the team, these are just very standard, clearly defined terms that we agreed on by both parties, and we expect them to be respected just as we uphold on our end.
Meaning we can't say Johnson was a coke-filled, angry, aggressive, abusive towards the girl's person. We're going to say, oh, we love how she is. They can't do that to Joseline. And again, this is not a Zeus Johnson thing. This is a standard protocol for most companies and contracts. If you are a whatever person at GM, if you work at AT&T and you are in charge of their product development and you make the new phones and you make all the technology for new phones, and if you quit or get fired from us, you can't go work for Verizon while leaving here. You have to go do something completely different if that's in the contract.
These specific provisions in her agreement that have been breached, we've made an effort to address this privately, respectfully, calmly, and good faith.
And he's smart. Where Joseline be out here wilding and is talking, he's reading stuff from the legal notepad of their attorneys. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm going to say, hey, legally this is what it is because I have a brand to uphold, even if my brand is having host fight.
and we're still willing to do so. That includes multiple attempts to communicate directly, find a resolution without bringing it into the public. Joseline is entertaining. We get it. She's brought value to the platform. We respect that. And we genuinely thought we were beyond this. But at the end of the day, this is business. When you agree to terms, especially around exclusivity, conduct, and professional obligations, you're expected to honor, them, just like you would expect us to honor our commitments. That's all we're asking for.
Meaning, if the contracts say we will pay you in perpetuity, meaning forever, based on the content that you supply us, even if you're no longer on our platform, because that's a part of the deal. That's a part of the details. We're following what we agreed upon. But if you don't follow your part, we don't have to pay you.
Accountability, respect, and what we agreed to. So I'm not here to attack her or add any stress or unnecessary stress. But at the same time, I'm not going to allow false narratives or allegations to be made about me or the company without addressing them. And that's why I'm really speaking on this. So I'm not here.
And like this comment right here, it says a clause in a talent's contract prohibiting them from starting a business to become a competitor in the same phase is standard in any entertainment deal.
I want to say this to people. I see some people in the comments and, take legal action. And, obviously we know our rights, and if we need to do that, we will. But, I'm always the type of person that just would like to resolve things amicably before it kind of goes that route. This has kind of always been my style. So never wanted to kind of do that. But if we have to, we will.
So that was Lemmy talking, right? Hold on. Y'all might get 3 hours today. Okay, yeah. Bravo. The reason why you will rarely ever see the VH1 girlies on Bravo, because it doesn't, and you can't do it. You can't. They like no, you over there with, because it's two different entities. It's two different things. Okay, you will rarely ever see someone who does recently left, Basketball Wives on Housewives. Okay, K. Michelle has been off of VH1 for years before she came on to Bravo. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a big difference. Now, hold on.
I'm not Diddy Jr. I'm not any of these people that they say. I don't care. We've tried to reason with you, but I'm not going to allow you to bully me. I'm not going to allow you to create these scare tactics by going on social media and thinking I'm not going to respond. I don't care what the comments say. I don't. They can call me whatever they want. I'm not Diddy Jr. I'm not any of these people that they say. I don't care. I know who I am, and I know whose I am. And I have been a great boss to you. I've been a great boss to so many others. I've provided jobs and opportunities. I get it. No one's perfect. Nobody on the planet is perfect. We all have things we have to work on. We all have things we have to grow from.
Meaning I did something. I did not do all that you claiming I did.
I'm not Diddy Jr. I may argue from time to time, but what you're accusing me of is just completely false. And, to say I have people overseas calling you and making threats like I'm tied to some religious group overseas or some mob it is insane. I know we work with a lot of people who, probably wouldn't pass a psych eval or a background check, because usually when you work for more traditional networks, that's what they require. You have to check those boxes.
We don't do that shit over here. Okay, you could be crazy, deranged, and we don't care.
Background check, psych eval. So if they see any red flags, they're like, no. We've been very flexible in that area. So I'm just trying to process this stuff. Where do you come up with these things? These are just, I've never heard this stuff. And people out there that maybe it's just insane. I may argue there's been so many altercations involving you that have been broadcast over the course of your entire career, which
because again, Joseline on VH1 Love and Hip Hop, many fights. Okay, the fight with her, Stevie, Althea, Benzino, that whole big melee that happened at the reunion where Joseline attacked everybody. Like there's so much evidence of how violent Joseline is. Even seeing how she is on the cabaret show, she's violent there too. She's demeaning there too. She would be horrible to those girls. Sound like the same thing she's accusing him of. She did it, and we ain't seen Lemmy do shit, but we saw Joseline.
Could have been decades, I'm not sure. Over multiple platforms and networks. And the behavior that you're trying to attribute to me is behavior that you've actually shown towards your cast members and your castmates, and it's all captured on camera, it's all recorded, okay? You accused me today of threatening you physically, which has never happened. I have never physically threatened you. I'm not even a violent person. I don't threaten people. It's never existed a day in my life. I don't threaten people physically. You accuse me of being a predator. You accuse me of abuse physically, emotionally, mentally, and even said that I'm sex trafficking women, which is so egregious. It's so ridiculous, and it's completely false. So the fact that you are saying these things, there's been so many, is very hurtful in a real way because it just does not exist. Okay.
And because they had the baddie shows, and the baddie shows go, from state to state and also across the country, her saying, "Oh, you're sex trafficking women," can really mean, "Oh, they have these girls in these other cities, countries, and they're really getting so for vagina."
That's my name. It's my business, and it's my life. Okay. That's what this is about and why I am live. I'm a human just like everybody else, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. Okay. You claim I've threatened you. Where have I threatened? Where's Ballistic?
Now, where your husband? Where is your scooter?
Where is your husband? Why isn't he calling me, texting me? Where is he at?
Because if y'all remember watching Joseline's Cabaret, Ballistic physically attacked a girl who was fussing with Joseline. So I do wonder if there's this grown-ass man who is threatening your pregnant wife, Ballistic would have every right to go beat Lemmy's ass. Okay? And I do wonder where your husband at? Because if I'm threatening you and causing stress to you and the baby, why hasn't he come and found me and beat me up?
If somebody threatened my girl, I'm getting on the phone and I'm going to call them.
I mean, my person kicking in doors. Okay? If I'm in danger, anybody who was with me is kicking in doors, okay? And that's what's happening because we're in danger. And if anybody I know is in danger, I'm coming to kick ass.
I'm not going to go live on social media and say I made a threat to harm somebody. Like, that doesn't even make logical sense. Nobody's ever sent you a text. Where's this text message? Where's the text message? Please show the text message, because you know me, I will have no problem showing the text messages.
So he's responding to Joseline. Hold on, it's not two Joseline videos, y'all. Let's do it.
You're not a good person, and it's gonna come to light. It's going to come to light what you've been doing to people, what you've been doing to young ladies. You harass every female on your network. Not just me, you harass Janisha, Scotty. How many times have you beat up Janisha?
Now he beat up Janisha. Why everybody be live in their car?
How many times have you beat up Scotty?
Now Scotty just had his baby.
How many times have you beat up those baddies?
I mean, we seen you beat up the girls. Like, we've seen you physically attack people, Joseline. So even if Lemmy had done these things, which he would 100% be wrong for doing. Where is your proof that he did these things? Because anybody could put up a damn compilation album of Joseline attacking people this last year.
How many times have you paid these people off for them not to take you to court?
Now, we've seen fights happen. When Joseline had a fight at an event backstage, I kept saying, child, who paying the lawyer fees? Because if Joseline fight me, because that girl was a big Lex, if Joseline and her husband beat me up, I'm suing everybody. So I'm like, has Zeus also paid women to not sue you? Because we've seen you fight the girls on the show.
You're not going to get away with it, Lemmy. You can't go around harassing people, sending death threat to people, and then going online and saying, oh, they just telling lies to me. How many women are going to say the same thing about you? And nobody's going to believe them. How many women, how many young ladies got to go online, Lemuel Plummer, to talk about surviving Zeus Network and surviving the predator, Lemuel Plummer?
Child, who survived Joseline? Did they survive Joseline?
You're not a good person. I waited until I was pregnant to text my phone about taking my streaming network down. Lemuel Plummer, I'm not saying nothing that is not truth. Everything that I'm saying is truth. You are a predator. You get men and women to beat up people and you pay them. You're a mobster.
A mobster?
You're a mobster. You're a predator and you go against women. You go against women that you think are by themselves and that are not going to protect themselves and that are not going to speak up for themselves.
Which almost means, did you know he was doing all of this, but because you were being paid, you didn't say shit? Because did he just recently just start doing this stuff like yesterday? Because if you've known for a while, this is who he was. If you've known how he is conducting business, but you chose to stay around and work with him, what does that say about you? So for me, it's always weird for me when people say, oh, I know how bad of a person so-and-so was. Yeah, because you allowed it. You played along with it. It's not a good thing when someone say, well, now that it's happened to me, not bad. No, it's been bad. If that's who he is, then why not fix the shit earlier?
Right now, I'm pregnant. I'm 39 years old. I'm pregnant with the first kid of my husband. And you choose to wait till I'm pregnant to say anything to me about my streaming app. You're sending threats to my phone. You have people calling my phone, making threats to my phone, and I'm fear for my life. You're making threats to my phone, Lemuel Plummer. I fear for my life. Everybody in Zeus Network and all the cast members in Zeus Network knows that you pay people to beat up your cast members. I waited until I was pregnant.
Hold on.
And for Janisha, after all the times you beat her up, is still working up under you and having fucking contacted the FBI to tell them what you done to her. She's a fucking lunatic. And everybody else around is a fucking lunatic. And this is why I say you're trying to kill me. You did it to Scotty the whole pregnancy. You cheated on Scotty. You beat up Scotty. You talk crazy to Scotty. You abuse Scotty.
Lemmy and Scotty are on a TV show now on Zeus showing the pregnancy. She just recently had a baby in real time.
You used her, you misused her. You did everything to that lady while she was with your child. Everything. And for Janisha.
So Janisha commented here saying, I am extremely private. I'm an extremely private person, and I don't share my personal life with others. So anyone speaking on me or making claims about my life is not speaking from any real truth or direct conversation with me. Please don't put narratives on my name. Yeah, if I ain't said he beat my ass, don't put me in it, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay, Scotty made a post again. Scotty just had a baby. She said, I want to address something because I'm truly tired of this false narrative being spread. A lie was told, and too many people chose to run with it. Let me be clear. Lemmy Plummer has never harmed me during my pregnancy or before. DV is a very serious matter, and many people truly suffer through it. It is something I would never ever talk about or allow to be falsely put on my name. I am currently navigating postpartum and everything that comes with it. And I would genuinely appreciate being left out of this situation. I am home focused on healing and raising our daughter. Please stop spreading lies, stop involving me in harmful stories, and respect me enough to honor my truth. This is sad and unnecessary. And the kicker part is even Joseline bringing up that, she's pregnant and she's stressed out. Like, to even bring Scotty in it when she is postpartum from just having a baby. It's like, I don't think it was fair of Joseline to mention other people who are not involved with whatever her and Lemmy has going on, not without their permission. You know what I'm saying? And if you know that Lemmy is a mobster who has people on the payroll, that he's paying them to beat up people, that he is trafficking girls or women across the state, country lines or whatever, and all these things, like going into social media because you want your streaming app back doesn't mean you're doing it for the right reasons.
Pregnant. Look at my belly. Look at my belly. I'm pregnant. My stomach is out here. I'm a 39-year-old woman. I should not be getting this stress. I haven't done anything to you. I haven't done anything to Zeus Network. And you making threats? What happened to that boy that died outside of your network?
Not a dead person.
What happened to that boy? What happened to that body that they found outside of your network?
A body?
What happened to him? Why we don't hear about that? Defamation of character. You have no character. And the people that works for you, all your producers, they have no character. I'm pregnant. Look at me. I got with y'all when I was 31 years old, still very young-minded. I was 31 when I got with Zeus Network. Still very stupid in the brain, very dumb, very slow still.
Not very slow.
She is a goddamn liar. She is a motherfucking liar is what she is.
Joseline has talked for a long time about how business-minded she is, how she worked contract to be the high-paid person on Love and Hip Hop. She then had shows on WeTV. She then had shows on Zeus. So even her trying to say, I was stupid and I didn't know nothing. I was dumb. I didn't know nothing. I was only 31. Now, do I believe Joseline may not understand English? Yes. Because I don't think she knows what defamation the character means. Because she's definitely defaming this character. So I do think she was dumb in the aspect of maybe she don't understand English. Maybe she see words and she doesn't know what they mean. Maybe in the contract where they say you can't, you can't defame us. Maybe she did not know what that meant and signed based on I want some money. But you can't come and say that you were too stupid to know what you were doing, because at that point you have been working on shows for years. And you was the main one boasting about how business savvy you was and got to deal with Zeus.
Really no shit. Just finished fucking with Stevie J and Mona and VH1 and my hair was fucked up. I was getting high on cocaine and doing stupid shit.
Now she probably was high on that cocaine. But she'd been high on cocaine.
I've been clean for going on 4 years. 4 years.
You have not been clean 4 years. I don't think you've been clean for 4 years.
and you try to make a bitch relapse. This is the type of predator shit that I speak of. When I speak of a predator like Lemmy, it's
Child. Wait, hold on. I thought it was one more. You're right here. So let me be clear. We believe in cabaret, the cabaret girls. We see real stars and we're committed to giving them the platform to actually shine. In our view, they were never truly positioned to outgrow or outshine the lead. And because I don't watch the cabaret show anymore. However, I remember when I did watch it, I kept saying Joseline is not trying to help any of those girls get out the struggle. Joseline absolutely was trying to be the star of that show and treat those girls like hoes and hookers. She demeaned those girls. So even his state, and I'm saying this as a viewer, him saying, we're committed to giving them the platform to actually shine. In our view, they were never truly positioned to outgrow or outshine the lead. And at times we were not, and at times we're not treated in a way that reflected their value. And that was the issue those first couple of seasons had. And when Lemmy would go do press for the show, specifically on the Breakfast Club, and he would be asked, like, what about people who say Joseline treating girls horribly? He always, in some kind of way, would make an excuse for what it was, saying, well, it's reality TV, and so we can't force whatever. They all made excuses for how Joseline acted. And even him now saying in 2026 that they felt like, the girls were mistreated. He said, and that's exactly what we're changing. So I don't know. Because some of the girls, were talented. But Joseline was trying to beat their ass and, be a pimp. And they was hoes. He said, we're not in the business of them being talent. We're building it. And truthfully, if Joseline Hernandez, the Joseline Cabaret show, did not dog those women out so badly, I probably would have kept watching it. But the treatment of those girls was horrible. When Joseline and Ballistic fought Big Lex at that event or whatever, even at the reunion, Joseline having them girls jump other girls. Girl, you describe yourself. Again, we're not in the business of limiting talent. We're building it. That's why we brought the cabaret girls onto baddies, and will continue casting them across multiple Zeus shows to increase their visibility. And you know what? I feel like that's fair. If Joseline is out the way, but the girls still want to, be on the shows or whatever, yes, put some of the girls on the other shows. Now, I also think the baddie show, them hoes should stop fighting. I really want, and I know a fight might happen here and there, but the main point of that show should not be who's the baddest bitch to fight. That's weird. Okay. Again, we will keep, put the cabaret girls on baddies, and we'll continue to cast them across multiple shows on Zeus to increase their visibility, income, and long-term opportunities. We're not discarding them because someone wants to start their own network. We're investing in them. Oh, I wonder, because Joseline went to her own new network, and that the girls from Joseline Cabaret would not have, be able to make any money on the thing. As for everything else, this situation stems from a clear breach of contract agreement that we've made repeated good faith efforts to resolve privately, respectfully, and calmly. Taking things public with inaccurate and disparaging narratives because the outcome isn't favorable doesn't change the facts. Joseline, bullying won't work, relation won't work, blah, 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 blah. The idea that she hasn't been paid is ridiculous. She's been paid well beyond standard fees, along with additional supports, opportunities, and residual style payments we've consistently honored. From day one, my goal with Zeus was to create more financial upside for our partners, and we've done exactly that. What I won't do is ignore repeated breaches. I've tried to handle this privately and respectfully, but instead it's been taken public with disparagement and threats. That doesn't change the facts. And to be clear, I've never attempted to harm anyone, especially Joseline, who could probably beat me up anyway. She could beat him up. Okay, she could be.
I'm very much.
Oh wait, hold on.
Much in distress. I'm very much going through a lot. This man is trying to kill me. My homeboy Sean has stressed me out, and he thinks I'm gonna not use my freedom of speech. Use my freedom of speech for the shit that he's doing to me and been doing to me. Fuck you, Lemmy. Fuck you, Lemmy. I'm gonna continue to use my freedom of speech on your bitch ass. You try to fucking kill me. You try to fucking take me out, bitch. And I'm not gonna let you fucking do it. You stressing me out every day. You ended up having me in the hospital 2 days ago, bitch. And I'm not gonna stop until you do right by me, bitch. I'm very much.
Girl. She made this post too. That even men sent me to the hospital the other night, but God is my God. I do not suffer. I don't serve Lucifer. When Lemmy posted the text saying, "Hey, Ballistic, please have your wife and business partner immediately take down all of the posts, including the most recent one. If those posts remain up, I will not participate in any calls or discussions." I say this respectfully. But Johnson posted, "Surviving Zeus Network is coming to Why Are You Here TV. Surviving Me Plumber this is about to go down. I'm telling it all. Johnson's Cabaret Incorporated is in business with them, not Jonathan Hernandez." Meaning she was on social media disparaging Zeus. Girl. He saw a text, sent a text, said, "Hey Jonathan, I saw the Now That TV post. You're still within the exclusivity period and you remain tied to the franchise through your ongoing involvement and participation, which makes any engagements with a competing platform a direct conflict and may place you in breach of your agreement. We're evaluating next steps with the Johnson's Cabaret series, including the next season and potential spinoffs, and may move forward in the coming months with or without on-screen participation. Just to be clear, this type of conflict could affect your monthly participation payments, which have recently been around, and it's a number here, we can see the number. So it do show that him, texting her saying, "Hey girl, these posts you're posting is in conflict with the agreement. And if you do not stop this, okay, it could," as he said, "this type of conflict could affect your monthly participation payments." Okay. And then accordingly, Zeus will be suspending all monthly revenue share payments pending cure of his breach and resolution of this matter, while remaining open to good faith discussions to identify a path forward, cure, and resolution. Any attempts to disparage me or Zeus will only serve to complicate and prolong resolution. Certain statements being made are materially false, disheartening, and unfortunate, and I ask that such conduct cease immediately. Please advise on how you intend to proceed. That's me. And Jaka said, "Suck my dick, evil." I think devil. Now suck my dick. See you in court, little girl, and that little dick, stick it up your ass. I'm sorry, no, stick it up your gay ass, bitch. You lame hoe. Surviving Zeus will make that a million times over. And laugh emojis. Okay. And then she said, "This whole ass nigga took my Why Are You Here TV. I took everything down from my page on ID because he took my page down." So again, the thing about it is, it seems as if Joseline was out here speaking against a company she's tied to that she's not allowed to be in direct competition with. And she tried to be in direct competition by taking herself off of Zeus and making her own network called Why You're TV. And Zeus said, "You can't do that." And Jocelyn said, "I'm doing it anyway." And then Zeus said, "If you do that, we're going to stop paying you." And she said, "I'm going to do it anyway." And then Zeus stopped paying her. And now that her money is stopped, she's pissed. Now again, I'm not saying that any and all allegations against me are fake. All I'm saying is it seemed like she was talking shit and they said, "Okay, bet. You gotta pay. You child, look, you can't do those things, honey. It doesn't work round here. Okay. Now, we got 2 things left. Wrong button. We have Megan and Kenya. Okay. But y'all take 30 good seconds. Okay. And well, take a minute and like the video. I need to take some water. And I'm ready now. Okay, so let's get into Kenya. So we knew that Kenya was on the last leg, okay? The last leg of her being in her salon. Now, Kenya had been beefing with the salon owner because Kenya was only renting space for Kenya Moore Hairstyle. And she kept saying that, I spent, $300 grand on my own money. There was supposed to be an $80,000 allotment that I will be reimbursed by the landlord. And once the landlord did not reimburse her the $80K, Kenya was withholding rent. Then with the court, the landlord ended up winning, and Kenya was supposed to pay the $80,000 that she owed them or be evicted. And Kenya's stuff was literally put out on the ground outside the event, the space. And the issue I have is Kenya. Now, Kenya was out of the country. She's out of the country with Brooklyn. But once you know that you have to exit a space, you should make sure that you move out anything and everything you don't want put on the curb. Okay. And it's embarrassing that she had to, not even that she had to, but it's embarrassing that she did not handle this in a better way. Meaning, once you knew that they were putting you out, girl, get yourself out of there. I always tell people when I've seen people, I've come home and I've seen people's stuff put out on the ground because they've been evicted. I'm like, once you know that you have not been paying your rent, you have not been paying for the stuff that you're supposed to pay for, and someone's going to come and move your shit out, why would you not just move yourself out yourself? Why would you allow anyone to put your shit out? Remember, there's couches, child couches, dressers, the salon chairs, okay, racks. Hold on. Because in this picture, you see some of her, outfits from the show from Housewives. Because, in the front window, she has some of her, past looks from, events and whatnot for the show. Now, if you were attempting to if you were in my brain, I'm assuming Kenya thought I can keep fighting in court and they won't put my stuff out if I keep fighting in court. And I'm like, no, if a landlord has a writ of eviction to evict you because you have not paid stuff, they're gonna put your shit outside. Your white furniture, your pink furniture, your purple furniture, your bag, they're gonna bag your shit up, throw it out. It may get broken up and all of that. And you know how Atlanta be. You know how Atlanta be. So much so that Britt Edie's old monkey girl only those sound. Britt Edie, again, this is the backed up. Britt Edie took her old tackhead ass and rolled past. This is the thing. Britt Edie taking time to get up, put clothes on, and ride past the salon and have someone record her ride past is the most pettiest, childish shit ever. And the reason I say, you know, and her post, you never win when you play dirty. This is the thing. Britt, bitch, I don't care what nobody say. You still on my list, ho. Okay? Because Britt Edie still came on Housewives with some bullshit antics. Okay? And thinking that you riding past the salon and looking at the stuff outside means you won some kind of race. I don't know. Bitch, you lost your license for insurance stuff. Okay? Your husband and you getting a divorce. Okay? We still don't know what the fuck you do for money. And in true fashion, if my enemy is on their downfall, I'm so busy living life, I don't have time to go waste my gas running down to see they stuff outside. To me, that shows Britt ain't doing shit in life. Okay? She still ain't nobody in life. She ain't doing shit. Don't nobody follow Britt. Don't nobody know that hoe. And when Kenya said, who is this hoe? Right, who is that hoe? Who is she? And maybe Kenya told the people, hey, go pack up my shit and bag it up and take it away. And maybe that's why it was outside, because Kenya planned for it to be boxed up and removed. But Britt, old tackhead ass, nose, non-breathing ass, trying to a little get you gotcha. I want to pay someone to record me riding past. Bitch, ain't nobody following Britt Edie to catch her anywhere. We can ride past your empty insurance office. Okay, your old empty ass house with you that gas. Man, that's not that husband of yours. Okay, Britt, this ain't the girl, and I would have flattened her tires. The fact that you was free on a random day to ride past, to waste gas and ride past shows you don't have shit else going on. You're not busy doing nothing else. And when people like to, celebrate somebody else's as a downfall, bitch, it's coming for you. Again, Kenya should have been put her stuff in storage, had it removed one night. King should have had that stuff removed at 1 a.m. on a Tuesday, so that no one could come up and say, oh, child, I seen King stuff outside. And when it happened, bitch, Kenya was in China. No one know you. So Kenya made a post of her in Brooklyn over there in Tokyo, in the streets over there. Okay. And it says, I have spent the last several weeks moving out of my salon as a result of my ongoing legal battle with my landlord, who has failed to reimburse me nearly $80K of improvement funds I am rightfully owed. My only recourse was to withhold rent and file a countersuit. I already have my outfit laid out for court. To the amazing women and men who came in and toured our style, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This salon chapter is closing, trust me. It's not the end. It's just the beginning of a new era. Stay tuned for what's next. Again, so Kenya said from getting rid of that, she has moved out, which probably means whatever's left, she didn't care about. Okay, that means whatever's left is stuff that she didn't care about, and they can have it. But bitch, if you are ever about to be evicted, girl, move your own shit out. Okay, do not allow anyone to have your good shit on the line. Okay, don't do that. Not today, not ever. Okay, but she said, "Bitch, I am in China. I am Tokyo. I don't know. She crossed the seas. She crossed the seas, and she don't care. Not at all. But I was like, out, girl." Just outside, bitch. Outside. And then people come around looking at, girl, I would be like, bitch, get off my lawn. Okay? Wait, hold on. Hi. Let's get to the Megan and the Klay. Now, let me tell you something. Yesterday, I was hot about this because I was scrolling social media, and usually I don't even watch people's stories at all. But something I was just on because I was maxing and relaxing yesterday, and when I seen the post that Meg made, cheating, had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. Bitch, I need a real break out of this one by y'all. So when I was like, did man get hacked? Because I'm like, I seen her and Klay. No, because I'm like, she had made a post a couple weeks ago. And the post included it was at least one photo of her and Klay together, whatever. It was like a monthly dump. So I think maybe in April, maybe in early April, she did like a March dump of photos. And I'm like, maybe her phone got hacked. Maybe, she's a little bit mad at him or whatever. Can it really be, he ain't good? Whatever. And so I was like, I don't know. But bitch, when she then look, because this is my thing with people and couples. Everybody does not want a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want a little situation or whatever. You participate in what you want to. However, when people choose to be in a relationship, I am not the one that be like, it's gonna end, he ain't shit, she ain't shit, it ain't gonna never work. I really do love. I love and affection and all that stuff, and I want the best for what people want. You know what I'm saying? You should get what you want. Okay, if you just want to fuck, then just fuck. If you want a full-fledged, if you want a full-fledged relationship, then do that. If you want, do what works for you. But however, don't come into this shit lying to people and causing more havoc. And people, to me, were talking cash shit in the beginning, and I don't like because I'm like, why put negative bad energy in the atmosphere? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't like, because I'm like, I'm never waiting. Look, I remember, child, the bad guy. When did 9/11 happen? What year was that? Was it in 2011? No, 2001. Okay, 2001. I was 19 years old. And me and the bad guy, was in a whole relationship, child. I loved him, he loved me, or I thought. And I remember being at work and calling the house, because I was at work, he was off that day. And I called the house, and a bitch answered the phone. And for about 7 seconds, I was like, the fuck? And then I heard him quickly say, I heard the phone got snatched and, whatever. Because I guess she was not supposed to at the phone. And anyway, I still remember to this day how heartbroken I was. Like, oh, you cheated on me? What the fuck? And I remember going to the bathroom crying because I was 19, crying, so upset. I called my cousin Tanisha. Like, I can't believe this motherfucker is cheating. You know what I'm saying? Just being hurt. So I'm like, I don't wish for other people to be hurt because I know what it feels like to be cheated on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to be like, yeah, girl, I know he ain't shit. I don't know Klay Thompson. I don't even think I knew of him before they got together. But I'm like, hey, if she's going IG official, they've been dating for a little bit of a minute or whatever. I had not heard any negative stuff about him. I think I may have asked him about Klay Thompson or whatever, but I don't recall any negative chatter about Klay. So I said, I'm not going to be the one saying, oh, girl, he ain't shit. You know? So I didn't know who that motherfucker was. However, you know, from he fully brought her into his family and his family dynamic. You know, Meg lost her mom, her daddy, her grandma, whatever. She has lost all of the key people in her life, and it's just her. So I'm like, I think we've always seen her trying to make her own family. And so what aggravated me the most was if you knew you were not a person who wanted to be monogamous, why even get in the relationship? Or if you realize, you know what, I can't do this. Before you cheat, just say, hey babe, I can't be faithful. And before I cheat, I rather leave. Cool. Deuces. Okay. Instead, you fully involved her in your family life, your parents loved her. How, you know, she up and cooking Thanksgiving dinner for you. Know what I'm saying? Full-fledged family style living in life. Y'all were living together, whatever. Like, to do that, bitch, and then to be cheating, you know what I'm saying, and all that shit, which means once y'all broke up, she now loses the family. She loses the family dynamic. The mother, father, you know what I'm saying, thing, whatever. So that's what aggravated me the most. Was I'm like, I'm not advocating for anyone to stay in a negative, unhealthy relationship. So I don't think that she should stay throughout the cheating. No. Okay, you stay until you see it's the bullshit, and at that point, it's up to you to stay or leave. And you know, she made a statement. Hold on. She was statement to the people. Okay, I made decisions in my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable to me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move forward with peace and clarity. Meaning, there's no point in me staying when I know how you is. And what I like is that it seems like once she realized, okay, he's a flawed individual who probably wants me to put up with his shit and I'm not, so I'm leaving. So, you know, you do stay with people until you find out what they fucked up thing is. And you choose to either deal with it or leave. Her point was, once I saw, you know, what I hold as in high regard, you know, and trust, fidelity, and respect. Cause you don't even respecting me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm choosing to leave. And it also made me mad because I'm like, Meg is an open book in most ways. Okay, we know how her family is not here. Okay, her mom died, her father died. You know what I'm saying? We know that. We saw her party. You know what I'm saying? How he cheated, and when they broke up, he was an asshole too about some things. You know, we saw the whole thing with her and Tori, how in the shooting and all that shit. You know, her best friend Kelsey basically choosing the money over her. So she's already suffered loss with family, best friends, men, friends. And so Klay saw all that shit. That is public knowledge shit. And he still decided to date her, to bring her into his family, have her cooking food for the family and whatnot, and all of this, the birthday shit and bloppy bloop. So we saw their romance and whatnot. So to know that he slowly or quickly, I don't know, started to be the whoever he is to her, and she realized it. Oh, you cheating? Oh, you can't be monogamous. Oh, I can't trust you. Oh, you ain't shit. It's when you want to do shit. It's when you want to be faithful. It's when you know what I'm saying? Once you realize that somebody's actions has nothing to do with compromise or trying to make the other person happy. It's about me. I fucked up this. Yeah, leave. Because you can't expect me to be in a relationship with you and you know what I want and you lied to me about wanting that too. And then when I'm like, what the fuck is you doing? Well, I don't think I can be monogamous. Meaning, can you deal with me fucking other people? No, I cannot. Now, if you want to secretly fuck other people and I don't know, I can't control that. I can't control what I don't know. I can't control what I don't know. What I can control is you telling me I'm a fuck other people. Oh. Well, no, I can't do that. Now, if you're fucking other folks, and I don't know, I don't care. But giving her the family dynamic and coming off like she's a great, even when, I think at one point the day it was asking her daddy, I'm sorry, his daddy, like, okay, married me next. I don't know. You don't know. But his family was like loving her too. Speaking her praises as well. You know what I'm saying? And Klay out here being a fuck boy. That's why I'm single. Because, bitch, I got to, bitch, look. Lie to me if you want to. Okay? Lie to me if you want to. Like, just be honest about what it is. Because guess what? I may want the exact, I was just talking to Karla the other day about this. And I'm like, I don't want to live with somebody. I don't want nobody up in my face every day. I don't. I like my space. I like my quiet time. Now, I ain't lonely. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? However, different things work for different people. And if you are a person who does not want to be monogamous, that's cool. That's fine. But bringing somebody into your family dynamic when you know the heartache and the tragicness of them losing their family, so you give them what they're missing. And then you take it from them. You take it from them. And you do it while she's fucking on Broadway. Okay? She's on Broadway. And so on her show last night, because again, she announced last night that they broke up. And so she was on Broadway last night and doing her, doing the end of whatever. She got to say, during the end, she got to stand in ovation. She got, a little teary-eyed because again, bitch, I am going through it. Okay, this thing ain't shit. I had to admit I am single again. Okay, I am whatever. And I'm like, again, being broken up with, being heartbroken, being cheated on, having to tell folks, another nigga fucked up. It's hard already. And Meg's having to do it in front of people, in front of the world. So I might be, that's why I keep my business to myself. It ain't nobody's business what I have going on over here at all. Because come other crook, I'm not getting cheated on. I'm having a good time around here. Okay. But Meg is having to live her work days in front of the world and then also see folks' opinions about it. And some folks who were celebrating, oh, I told this, so I knew it. It's like, you ain't know nothing. So I said, I was having a conversation and somebody brought up, with Meg and Klay, with Cardi, Stefan, like, the wobble down to. I said, we not down to based on Megan and Cardi, not being with Stefan and Klay no more. I was like, Meg is on Broadway. Meg has tons of, she had to deal with Walmart for a clothing brand, like the swimsuit line. She has like a Dunkin' Donuts brand right now. I think she's a brand with the Flaming Hot Cheetos. Like, she has all these things going for her and whatnot. She's been on a couple of shows recently. Cardi did the 35 city sold out tour. Cardi's hair care line sold out in an hour. I'm like, Cardi and Meg, having fuck boys within Stefan Diggs, Stefan Diggs and Klay. We ain't down, we up. When niggas ain't shit, they ain't shit. They not. You know what I'm saying? But like, just be honest in what you want and be honest in what you don't want. Because sometimes you will find a person who want that same fucking thing. So I think the reason I was the most upset at Klay was because don't act like, and I was saying, oh, Klay came off as this quiet good guy. And him was like, well, how you know he was quiet? I said, the point is, nigga, that's the aura he gave off. And I was happy that Meg exposed him so that way he does not have that same innocent image. You lied, you cheated while in a relationship. So you are a fuckboy. You are. I can't be monogamous when you're a fuckboy. So now, like, we know. Now we know. And now he can't act like, oh, I'm a great guy. You're not. You're not at all. So I'm happy she was honest and said this, cheating, lying, bad behavior toward the end. Fuck him. I need to break, bitch. Yes, do that. But we also now know he ain't shit in that aspect of him not being honest in what he wanted up front. So we can cuss his ass out for the next couple days. Okay, because we don't like him at all. Then Party is her ex-man. This little niglet was on social girl.
You should never want to be with a man if he can't be a man and do the things to you like I do. I'm telling you, he can love you, baby. You know it's true. You should never want to be with a man if he can't be a man. Do the things to you like I do.
That motherfucker ain't shit. You don't care about me, you, nothing.
Anybody getting on Beyonce's internets and trying to be funny when it comes out that your ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend is a fuckboy, like you a fuckboy, and you trying to be funny, I'm like, you old piece of shit. And I also feel like Cardi cuss Party ass out, because Party and Cardi are cool. They do music together. And I'm like, you ain't have to say shit. Okay? You didn't have to say nothing. But you posting that song it shows you a bitch too. Okay? Because you wasn't shit. We do not want her back with you, motherfucker, at all. I need child, look. She made it need to be by herself. I'm telling y'all, get you a good friend. Okay? Get you a good friend, a good toy, a good associates. Okay. Get you a goldfish. Okay. Get you whatever you need to get that you ain't got to worry about them doing some bullshit to you. Okay. Because it ain't worth it at all. But I was upset. Child, me and him was talking about it earlier. And he like, "Are you okay? You taking on, because I was upset. I was going off. Like, it's okay. I'm not, but I was frustrated because I said, I hope I hope he stump his big toe. I hope he break a fake. It's all this stuff that I would hope happened to him. He was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just aggravated because he fed up his pipe dream." And then the biggest issue I had was him, involving his family with her. Because now she loses that. She loses the family dynamic. That was the worst. Her losing the family dynamic again. So, because most people only good for dick anyway. Little dick. They can put some stuff together. They got some good jokes. They push the right buttons and whatever. They, good friendlies and whatever. But like, child, the way the relationships of yesteryear is not of today. It just isn't. And that's okay. It's okay. As long as you are happy in whatever your situation is, keep doing that. But men who be out here lying to people and being assholes and just, need to be punched in their throat, get out of my face. Ho. Anyway, I feel like as far as Klay, Ralph, who was Drew's man, Todd, who was Kandi's man, Glorilla's man. They are some hoes.
I mean, look.
And any woman that say, "That's a good man, Savannah."
She is a goddamn liar. She is a motherfucking liar, is what she is.
Period, Pooh. Period. Okay. Anyway, y'all make sure to like the video. Okay. To subscribe. Y'all got 3.5 hours. Oh God. I don't know how did we get here? How did we get to 3.5 hours? I really do not be understanding how I don't be done after about an hour and a half, maybe 2. I am off work tomorrow. However, I will not be live until 9. I'm assuming some stuff will happen, and if not, we shall see. Her next relationship has to be someone behind the scenes. Yeah, her next relationship should be with somebody who ain't gonna be no punk ass liar. That's it. That's all. So I don't know what to do. I don't know. Okay. Stop trying to. I be trying my damnedest to fight in 3 hours. Okay, I be trying my damnedest. I know. Look. I was only live one day last week. Work had been extremely crazy, and it's a lot going on. We are under construction. I had some new hires that I had to get together. So by the time I get home from work, I be tired. And sometimes I be like, it's not much to talk about. But I say to myself, next week, I won't shoot for any kind of long show. I will be like, okay, if I have 5 topics, I'll do 5 topics. Okay. If I don't have no celebrity stuff and it's just some foolish stuff, that's fine. Okay? I'm going to try my best to come to y'all at least 3 times a week. Okay? But y'all can't blame me if all we have to discuss is some random people in the world. That be the get you gotcha. Okay, I'm like, because I can cuss folks out for a long time in the world. Okay, but we're gonna see. I'm a set alive. I'm a set alive for tomorrow at 9:15. Okay, I'm a chill out all day and stuff. And I'm gonna come on and whatever y'all get, it's gonna be that. If y'all may not get a thumbnail, okay, because if I don't have no people to discuss, you may not get a thumbnail. But it may be an hour show because all I got is some random ass topics. So if y'all want to have the random ass topics, I'll do that. I can come to y'all on days and do random stuff and then do days of actually celebrity, stuff and whatnot. But I promise y'all, I'm going to stop only coming live once a week. Because that's not fair. That's not right. Okay? But I'll be like, bitch, ain't nothing to talk about besides these 8 crazy stories because somebody robbed a gas station, somebody stole a Brinks truck, okay? And I don't know what else it is. Oh, I need to make a random thumbnail. I'll do that. I'll make a random thumbnail so that way y'all know it's some random shit. It's gonna be an hour, okay? But I'm gonna come live tomorrow. I'm gonna come live tomorrow. I'm gonna come live Monday and Wednesday and Friday this week. I promise. Anyway, but y'all I be trying. I be trying.
I'll do the best I can, but when I got. I'll do the best I can, but when I got.
Anyway, y'all like the video. Okay, make sure to subscribe. And I will do my best to come to y'all at least 3 times a week. Okay. Even if it ain't a long live, if it's a short live and that's it, I will do that too. That is my promise to y'all. Okay, but I love y'all. Have a good day. And until tomorrow, I gotta go. Okay, bye.